And we are streaming. Hello everybody and welcome to the second episode of Terra Invicta. As you may remember from last time, we were having a slow conquest of South America, and basically with the long-term plan of turning it into a unified nation. Yeah, that's what we were doing last time. So moving on from that, what you will find is that we are, for whatever reason, right back in the past, in December 2022, and we're also now Project Exodus. Because, honestly, I know a lot more about the game now, which helps, but also I felt that this was the faction I wanted to play, and honestly, yeah, humanity first, I get it, but equally, I wasn't as fun for me, especially as I've now played through. Honestly, my favourite faction at the moment, weirdly, is the Initiative. The one I was certain I was going to hate. But we're still going to play the Runaway faction and see if we can actually manage it. So we're in the very early stages of the game, 5 months in. Hello, Mara. Hello, Kyrol, indeed. So 5 months in, and we've made a reasonably concerted effort to get a block of Europe under our control. We have Germany completely under heel, we have Poland as well, and we have 1 point in Denmark. We are at our cap though, so we can't have too much else. Our main rivals, unfortunately, are the Resistance. Taking over Italy is a bit of a pain, because Italy, I think, is the third best of these nations by default, with a possible exception of the UK, which I would have to undo Brexit and get them in, and that might still be something we have to do at some point. But Germany was definitely the one I prioritized initially. Unfortunately, it's meant the Academy have joined us in France. Now, there's preset game events that the Academy are going to self-destruct, go into Crackdown, and that'll give us a chance to get those points back, and then take over France, merge France and Germany, the most two powerful of the starting EU states, and, you know, go from there on a unification of Europe drive. Oh, we also have the Czech Republic, I forgot about that. Yeah. Humanity First have taken up residence in Ukraine. The Servants have taken over Kazakhstan. We may need to kick them out of there at some point, but hey, we're in the early phase of this. Our 4 people, we have 2 diplomats. Diplomat 1 has the quick learn trait, which is awesome. So he's going to speed through his progression, level up as we go. We're in early stages, so nobody's quite managed that at this point. We have our hacker investigator, who is the only person to have any kind of organization upgrade at the moment, something we will need to focus on as soon as we can, once we get our influence slightly higher at the very least. We have our Kingpin, who eventually is going to be the person responsible for just causing all manner of mischief and basically policing in his own specialized way. He also has Artemis Laboratories, because I couldn't see a reason not to give him that, in all truth. He's not saying his family are aliens, but aliens. And then we have a second diplomat, because when we got an extra person, I need more persuasion score. And a 7's reasonable at this point, at least for trying to get some control of Europe. That being said, we're now in the phase where we've got all of our control points we can get for the time being. So now what we are in the process of doing is easy jobs that will effectively just improve quality of life things. So for the moment, we're going to continue doing things that are fairly simple, largely to gain experience points. So we're going to stabilize Poland, largely just get it to 0-0.
Standing by for orders.
We do have some alien activity to investigate. Let's see if we can do anything else. We'll send.
Acknowledged. Ready.
We'll send our second diplomat off to do that.
On the way to the target site.
I'm here.
So we can do survey, or we can do public campaign. And honestly, I'm kind of in the mood to do public campaigns. I've looked at the second screen actually to do things. We have a reasonable amount of money, and it is in our interest to get France more on side, especially if we do want to kick the Academy out later.
We'll make
so 72 there is fine.
Standing by.
Meanwhile, yeah, tempting to try and purge and do some things here, but honestly, the only thing you can really do for us is spend influence, which we don't want you to do. Let's go and increase unrest in. What can we increase unrest? That's going to be helpful. Increase unrest in the UK for 50% chance, which seems fun. Actually, is that saying 100 for any particular reason, or is it just... Now, we'll spend a couple of ops and get 77.
Time to bring
Again,
it all down.
just need score, and honestly, making... Well, they're right on side, but that's because they've got all the spaceports and things. But increasing that gives us more chance of doing coup d'etat or purging later down the line. So that seems like a reasonable start to things. Okay. So we got time and spin on. Current research topics, we don't have a lot unlocked at this stage. We are providing quite a lot. We're just going for the energy lab, which I think is the only thing we've got that we can actually do anything with at this moment. Oh, actually, clandestine cells. That's important. Take me there.
Ready for new orders soon.
Clandestine cells, and actually that is massively important, so we're going to full focus on it for the time being. 13th of March. We do want the energy lab because we actually do own... not that one, we own the other one. Tiangong Station. So we can eventually build some energy labs and things up here. It will cost us a lot of boost, which you don't have a great amount of right now. But hopefully once we get some of these European nations onto a proper space agency, that will improve.
Long live the revolution!
Good news! We'll make Kazakhstan worse!
Our cause is unjustified to them.
Unfortunately, that's not working out there.
Recon complete.
And on to the next wave of assignments, which is going to be pretty much the same thing here. So, don't need to stabilize there anymore. It's probably not in our massive interest to stabilize France, but we'll do it anyway. We'll try and save
We'll
some
make
ops.
things safe.
Your orders?
You don't have an advise thing, but actually you're an investigator. Let's have you go and investigate whoever this is in Brazil.
Tracking target.
Because, again, that's a thing
Well,
she's going to be reasonably successful at, so it makes sense. I don't really want to spend a lot of points there if I can avoid it. Maybe I'll just make something else unstable for no reason. Actually, where's our best percentage chance of doing this? Okay, go and increase unrest in Honduras.
The people demand justice.
And again, we're only doing this for experience points. That's the only reason for it. Stabilizing is something you could do. Actually, you could advise, but it costs us 10 influence at this point. That being said, we now have enough to buy this, which gives us 1 extra command point, gives us 2 extra security. They already expect France to be Britain too. I think it's worth us saving points and going for something a bit more important, actually. This could be helpful, though. 8 things. We lose a point of funding, which is probably fine. Increase our space flight programs. We do need those. Unfortunately, we are reaching the administration cap on a few people. Now, let's go for this. We've got enough influence to buy it. So this increases funding, space flight, and space science research. So that is all stuff we need for right now. And in the meantime, we can spend our remaining influence to advise Germany, I suppose. We get a little bit of administration, but it's not doing a great amount. You're not the best at this, but
Offering support.
hey, GDP. GDP is GDP.
I will help them.
Sure, Frexit will go smoothly.
Person of interest surveilled.
Unfortunately, as this game has, it's currently the headquarters of the
Leaders
EU.
remain in power.
Fell by a
Violence
single
is abating.
percentile. Violence coming down in France. And let's go again. So, honestly, continuing to advise Germany is probably okay. There are new organizations available. So let's have a look. Must have criminal or a control point in Japan, which we don't have. And all of these are influence costing at the things at the moment, which we don't have. We do have a plus 99, so we'll get that eventually. But we're spending our influence on actual things at the moment. Maybe it'd be better to save a little bit, but not sure. I'm wondering if it's worth defending our points in France, actually.
Securing
Well,
our interests.
we'll do that. I don't think anyone's going to
Ready for
attack us
orders.
there right now, but it's probably fine. Stabilize France.
Restoring order.
At your service.
Anyone you can investigate? Well, investigator
Eyes
again.
on target.
I'm here.
Can we detain? 5% chance. Need lots of investigation, which we don't have. Alright. I guess you're going to continue to raise unrest in Honduras for no reason.
We will bring it down.
Also, no, you don't have the things. There are people with 16 experience points don't actually have the quick learner trait yet. Or at all, actually, come to that.
Protecting our interests.
Right, so we defended up France. They've defended up as well, but we
Tracking
know
failed.
there's going to be a crackdown. God darn it! 0.3? Really? I wouldn't mind, but the early experience points are important. There we go, Honduras is worse.
Things are stabilizing.
France is better. It's also occurred to me that I'm not in a great position for where I currently am with things. Let me just try a thing, bear with. That might be better, but it leaves me there. I haven't actually got any other... No, we'll stick with what it is. Yeah, but by 0.03 of a percent? Okay. Well, we can continually stabilize France.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Standing by.
You found a couple of more people to investigate, so we might as well.
Target.
You never
Ready
know,
to
we
go.
might find somebody we can do something with. Are we just turning Honduras completely wrong? Yes.
The people will rise. Acknowledged.
It is definitely possible. Let's go and re-advise Germany.
Lending my expertise.
We must not only defend human lives from the aliens,
La Resistance!
we must ensure those lives remain worth living.
Offering assistance.
We've got some intel on our target.
Loyalty score of 4. Okay, we might be able to do a thing here.
Death to the tyrant.
Order is returning.
Poor Honduras. We're just gone above our cap somehow, actually. Let's just have a quick check of that. Unrest is high in Kazakhstan. We really want to do a stabilization. Wait, what? I'm not complaining in the slightest, but I completely missed that happening. Okay, that's actually potentially an issue. We could abandon Denmark for the moment, because 6 points would be exactly that measure. Yeah, let's abandon Denmark. So, okay. Don't care about the economy so much. Honestly, we don't care about any of this too much, really. Some military might be helpful just because it's currently in... Did we just completely... Yeah, okay, so it's completely overturned the government and it's now just become ours for some reason. So, okay, we need military to kind of undo that somewhat. Okay, let's begin the stabilization
We'll
efforts.
make things safe.
That is probably going to be all
Reporting
you
in.
do for the moment. You as well, because that's actually somewhat helpful to us, so... Can I have two people stabilize the same nation? Or you... Oh, you might have reason why you can't go there. Unifier... Okay, you cannot perform in nations above 6 unrest. Got it. Helpful. So France is stable. That's stable. Darn it, everywhere we're based is currently stable. Alright, where do we want to stabilize randomly? Bulgaria. Go stabilize
Restoring order.
Ready for my mission.
it. Okay, let's go find
Surveying
who's
target.
working in the Ukraine.
At your service.
So we could grab somebody from the academy. We don't have a lot of ops score. That's the problem with trying this. But potentially could be worthwhile. Oh well. You can't stabilize. You unfortunately are a kingpin and have to make trouble, so let's make more trouble.
Government must fall.
Yep. Honduras is not going to be happy. Okay, we can now research the genealogy lab, but we're going to wait until we get the other 2 products online first. And we are still top contributors in 2 areas, which means we will gain some control about where the research is going. The other good thing about having France and Germany to start with is obviously they got a couple of good high science scores without
Things are
having a
cooling off.
massive investment to get into the countries. So
The people will be free. Violence is abating.
Mum's last years were a blur of doctors and treatments. By that point, every movement was painful. The one thing she loved was her aquatic therapy. Whenever I was home on leave, I'd take her to the pool for hours. Weightless, smiling, free. Commander Fiona Ayawade, during a psychological evaluation.
okay, well, they have decided they want to do a thing, and Humanity First have decided they want Outpost Habs as their next project. We're just going to continually do 111 for the moment, because we don't have anything we're particularly focusing on right this moment. What I am kind of going with the initial 2 techs was more towards the cybernetics side of things, because that allows us to upgrade our counselors. It allows them to upgrade their counselors as well, but yeah, what can you do? Also, we have informational science bonuses, so it felt worthwhile. Social Science Lab is available. Okay. We can go and attack Pakistan and try and take that over if we really felt like it. For the moment, though, let's just have a quick look at some upgrades. So, we can remove the adverse thing, which will allow him to actually help stabilize a nation. That actually might be relevant. But I think, honestly, we're going to increase their persuasion score because we're going to need that in the near future. We can remove enemy of the state. Which state are you from? You can't work in Germany. Can gain influence boost. We can gain a money boost if we wanted to cheaply. I'm kind of tempted to just remove the enemy of the state at this stage. Yeah, let's go do that. We might want you working in Germany for whatever reason, so that's fine. Okay, our kingpin. Let's have a quick double check on things. So we need espionage for purge. We need command for coup d'etat. Assassination, stealing projects. Yeah, I think we're going to focus on espionage with you. So I think that's going to be the most relevant skill that we use you for. And you're a point off, so we'll wait a moment. But I think we're going to go persuasion on you. Just get it above 8 as quickly as possible. Okay. Things then.
Standing by for orders.
Yeah, not being able to remove adverse is really awkward. We can try and stabilize Ukraine randomly. We could go and read. Yeah, okay.
We'll
Keep stabilizing
safe.
France. Stabilizing it gives it a slight bonus to production scores, so it's worthwhile. We're going to investigate our
We'll
unknown
see what they're
in
up
the
to.
Congo.
Ready for my mission.
Yep. How likely is it for you to purge at them? Oh, they're defended, but you never know. Minus 32.2. Yeah, we're not getting them out of there anytime soon. Could get the initiative out of Portugal potentially. But I think we all know what we're going to continue doing.
The people will rise.
Your orders?
And stabilize.
Restoring order.
Hopefully the military and things will make that job slightly easier as it goes. But it's really easy for
Surveillance
coup
complete.
attempts and takeovers to happen right now. Success by 1%. Good.
The people find no justice today.
Things are cooling off.
Violence is abating.
Ooh, okay, so the resistance have attempted to gain Denmark off of me. I mean, I don't want to lose that especially, but I'd rather them go after that than something like Germany, which is kind of important to us at the moment. Even if it is defended. Even Poland is defended as well because of various things. We're not defending the Czech Republic just yet, but... let's have a quick check, see if we can actually downgrade the spoiling a bit. A little. The amount of 90 plus things I've failed so far. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way it goes. To be fair, most of these things are minor. It's mostly just stuff I'd be working on anyway. Okay. So Prosperous would up our income score, which is not fine. I think getting a lot of random stuff. But I think, as mentioned, we're going to go for Persuasion and just keep on trying to train that as much as possible, because a higher Persuasion score gives him more chance of grabbing these nations when the Academy inevitably falls. Oh yeah, honestly, there's a lot. This is extreme early game in any case. I'm just at the moment just giving our councillors busy work to level them up so that later down the line they can be helpful. In the meantime, more organizations have appeared. Okay, we have Door Inc. Now, these are the first organizations we've seen which have a administration attachment. This is hugely important because play to run to completion and we can learn. Honestly, a run to completion, even streamed, is probably going to be a full 50-hour endeavor, from what I've gathered, and I might be underselling it. I'm still in my furthest playthrough of this game. Just got to the stage where I'm starting to build ships to counterattack aliens and trying to stay under their radar while doing it. Because the aliens don't like you building ships. Not in the slightest. They also don't like you sending out things to go and mine stations near the outer planets. They hate that. Yeah. Okay. You have the highest persuasion score. We're going to go and give you this, because this also gives a persuasion boost. So we're going to have Ryan and company go there. This also adds the advisory thing, but he already had that anyway. Door Inc. gives stabilize nation and hostile takeover. And because stabilizing nations is what we need right now, even though it'd be more optimal to give this to somebody else, I think we're going to give this to the Kingpin. Gives him, an extra point of science, but it also importantly, gives him the ability to stabilize nations, which is a far more useful thing for us to be having him doing right now. So, there we go. Oh, yeah. So, let's keep stabilizing Kazakhstan, because we have it. Also, now we've got an administration boost, I think we might be doing another thing, actually. We're going to take over the second point in Kazakhstan. And we're going to spend some influence to make that a 93% chance.
Establishing control.
We have to run through. Run through. You can, for the sake of it, advise Germany.
Offering assistance.
Gain some stat boosts.
Reporting in.
Let's go for a public campaign. Honestly, a public campaign in Denmark wouldn't be the worst thing for us. But I think, honestly, it's better for us to keep investigating random people. So... not necessarily to know what they're
Initiating
doing, but just so we have an eye on
Your
people.
orders?
Right. We could now just continue trying to stabilize Honduras, which would be amusing, but we have a more important role, which is to try and stabilize Kazakhstan.
Restoring order.
Especially if we get the second point.
Every circumstance is
We've
an
encountered-
opportunity. Our test is to recognize and seize it.
So I'm going to admit, this is the faction I've played the most with, and there are phases, very weird phases, where they are the good guys? Yeah. It's weird.
Offering counsel.
And not the way they're presented. I don't mind it, because most of their ideas are basically to try and make money and profit, but in order to make money and profit, they need the human race to kind of still be there. So they're learning how to defend themselves from the aliens' spoilers, and also some more things to do with the alien spoilers. But again, we'll get there when we get there.
We've got
But
some
it's surprising
intel
how
on our
altruistic
targets.
the business tycoons are in this game. Anyway.
Order is returning.
Down to an 8. Oh, absolutely. We want to rule the world from the shadows and the Illuminati style things, which is, you know, what their faction does. But they do need the people to kind of be in a group. They don't need the people to be blown up for that. They are disappointed that certain things they discover don't give them any ability to make any profit, which is, it comes up in the sort of fluff whenever we get some certain research things that they you know, this isn't actually that valuable to us. I don't see a way for us to make money out of this. It's just a thing we have. But other times they're genuinely trying to safeguard against the aliens a lot more than certain other factions I've played with up to that point. Okay, but anyway, we have now got control of both the points in
Prepping for
Kazakhstan.
next mission.
So, yeah, we need more spoils. 48 they want there. I don't mind a little bit of boost here to try and get things online. I might even go Unity as well, because it's below the threshold. And a little bit of welfare for equality purposes. But ultimately, we need them to be... Yeah, we don't need that much money out of... We don't need any money there. So funding basically is what we're taking to directly add to us. So we can afford to turn that down. Spoils, we do get some stuff from that as well. But it's fine. The Protectorate are quite funny in terms of their spin on things, I'm going to be honest. But, yeah. The only faction I haven't really played anything with is the Servants, because, again, they probably have a far different playstyle. Might do it at some point, but, again, long future thing. Okay. United States of America is an open control point. Yeah, that sounds like something we can do.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Alright,
At your
stabilize.
service.
The Protectorate is the yes, master. They just want to surrender, basically. They don't want to be the servants and help them. They just want to surrender.
Where do you need me? We will turn down the heat.
What's the op?
Yeah, I really wish we could get up your stats a little bit, but again, there's a slight boost to their
Offering
GDP, a
support.
slight boost to science, even if it's only
Ready.
1%. It's fine. Let's go to Brazil
Eyes
and just
on
investigate
target.
some more people. In theory, we can find some more stuff out about them by continuing to do it, but I prefer to just put people on the radar for a couple of turns. And also, it's a useful job. It's gaining it's gaining experience, ultimately from successful investigations. So that's all we care about for right this second.
Lending my expertise.
Person of interest surveilled.
But yeah, the Protectorate have certain messages that crop up
Violence
when
is abetting.
the aliens commit atrocities, like, oh dear, that's really not good. How can... we need to calm people down about this. If only we weren't antagonizing the aliens so much. Oh dear.
Order is returning.
7.3. Oh, so get it down below 6, we can actually do things. Germany is a spacefaring nation. So now we can get some more boost. We can gain some mission control points out of that as well. Up to 2.8. Look, if we oh, actually, we can build something. Okay. So this costs us 1.5 boost to do, but I think this is fine for the moment. Unfortunately, we need to build a solar collector first. 10 supply, and then we can build 2 labs on top of it. So let's go and build a solar collector. It's going to take 30 days. We have tons of money. It is costing us a small amount of boost, which we might regret later, but we have Kazakhstan now, and it's one of the best nations for generating boost. We should be okay. Or at least one of the early game nations that has a lot of it. We really want a nice African republic to be on our side to just basically become a thing. Okay, mission assignment phase will now be 2 weeks rather than 1. So this is now the game speeding up time a little bit. Okay. Absolutely! The Germans are on our side.
We'll see what
Well,
they're up
in
to.
fact, Germany's our base of power
Ready.
right now.
We will restore peace to this nation.
Where to?
Alright, stabilize, stabilize.
I'm here.
Okay. Tsar rocket, indeed. I think what I might do is, because of how important Kazakhstan's going to be to us... Oh, you still can't go there. Right. Any increases here? Peaceful, peaceful. Yeah, nothing really to do with this. Can I set national policy? Do I have... Not that consolidated authority in this nation. Okay, so I need 86 days before I've actually consolidated that. 77 days until I've consolidated Hamburg. Okay, that's fine. Honestly, I think we're just going to go and do a Seville location in
Initiating
Paris. Make sure
surveillance.
nothing's going on that we don't care too much about. And we'll see how things go from there.
Initiating recon.
Okay, so the Initiative and the Academy are currently in the Netherlands, which is fine. We have 5 spare points. We even got enough. We nearly got enough points to just take Denmark back, which would be quite nice. All right, alien fleet Victor 2 has arrived in low Earth orbit. And here it is. There's no stealth in space. That is the thing. The Fading Dawn, which is a gunship of some kind. I'm sure it's here for perfectly altruistic purposes. It's crashed into Chile. So now we have a point we want to investigate. Thankfully, it looks as if I've actually got a
Nothing
person
unusual
kind of there.
found.
Although she's got to roll a 99 on a 96% check. This game. Okay, new project. We now have the ability to research a pipe radiator, which is a ship component.
Things are cooling off.
It's down to 6.5, critical success. Down to 6. And we have researched the space dock module. Or at least we have the project available to go and actually design it correctly. So that's something. And interplanetary warships, which we'll worry about later. So yeah, a lot of projects have now come online, but we've actually got the main ones on the go here, which is obviously clandestine cells, which is now done. So increase our control management points by 10, so we now got up to a capacity of 172, but importantly, we can now hire an extra counselor. We also want to go and do... What do we want to do, actually? I think Xenology Lab is one of the better ones we can go for here, so let's do that because we want the +1 for detection as well, so that'll be fine. I don't think this is quite as urgent as the Energy Lab, so I'm happy to cool off a little bit and just get everything split up a little more. Okay, now though, we need to hire ourselves a new person. So in terms of our current makeup with things here, we got 2 persuasive diplomats, both with high control nation and things. We have 1 investigative character. We have 1 all-rounder, unfortunately, but does have the ability to get some more things, so we might have to look into that, actually. The Joking Syndicate gives hostile takeover, which he already has. Petroleum Fund gives us additional welfare. I'm not less keen on that. The economy increases is probably worthwhile. And increases our monthly income. Okay, let's go for the Syndicate. It also gives us a boost to our ops as well. Though it's not actually active until the start of the phase. Also, sorry. But Door Inc., indeed! Door Incorporated, located in Denver. We are going to take Royal Brands because that gives us an economy boost. Still got 3 points of thing, so we might get some other bits later, but I don't think we need the Palladium Fund particularly. Public Campaign is good. And actually, it's something you don't have. And that's something we can do with a high persuasion score, actually. So let's go and add this onto you here. So Huzzah, you now have a lot more income and also... Wait, do you not have public campaign? Are you just... Or is that not until we get the other thing? Might have been until we get the other thing. Alright, but we do have our criminal, so we don't need another criminal. We can go away with that. A spy wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for us to have. I'd actually prefer a scientist, though, if we had one. That being said, nobody has a good science score. Having a high science administrator just sit on a nation and make it better would be interesting. A suspicious fixer. Low profile, government suspicious. See, I'm almost tempted to take a second journalist the way we're going at the moment. I could even take you actually just as a quick learning hacker. With Crackdown and things would be helpful. Honestly, you have a lot of the skills we'd probably want here, including just investigating random people. High investigation, generally all-rounder. Not giving us any money, though. It is absolutely worth our time to add an extra person. But I'm just trying to confirm things here. I think, honestly, if nothing else, this is probably our best bet in terms of an all-round character here. We could do with somebody with a higher command score, for sure. But we can kind of do that with our criminal mastermind anyway. And at least with Quick Learner, we can correct this person to be what we need him to be at any given time. The only downside is he doesn't have a lot of skills that he can use right away. Would give us more influence, though. Let's wait until the phase ends, because we can't get things now anyway, so let's just see if there's a refresh. There probably won't be. No, there is not. Okay. Decision to be made then. So, enemy of Sweden. Oh no, enemy of the Great Lakes states. Okay, I think that's in Africa somewhere. I think I've used them before because they're directly on the equator. But fine. Hard target, so you can't be easily attacked. Has a reasonable espionage score. Honestly, this might be fine. A second investigator, though. The inspector is when the inspector is sus. He is sus. He is sus, but I'm equally not finding a lot of better options here. Again, I would love to have had a proper scientist. And maybe we'll get one at some stage. Maybe do a quick turnaround later and see if we can do that at some stage. I mean, there's an argument to be made that actually the person we should probably go for is this one, except that even with Persuasion 8, they can't actually control nations. They can do public campaigns though, which should be useful. They're suspicious as well though. And of course, being Chinese actually gives some slight benefits, because there are some things that we could pick up. No, that one's apparently gone somewhere. We need to pick one up. There's no doubt about it. We can't wait. So let's. No, absolutely, and I'm paralyzed with indecision because I know what I would like to get. And that doesn't exist. So what's the best other option? Honestly, going for the Tycoon might not be the worst thing in the world for us, but the Tycoon can do almost nothing right now. And doesn't have a high persuasion score to go and do things anyway. If we took this, all I could do is defend interests and just keep setting national policies. I have no idea how often it refreshes. I think we're going to take the Suspicious Inspector, because at least that's a job that they can do. Yeah, okay, we're going to go with this. So that increases our commands to 184. Loyalty is not very high, but we can work on that. I don't want to give them that. Actually, for 26 influence, do I care who gets this? Yeah, I might as well take it. So there's a slight welfare increase from this. Okay. So, let's then start the things. We're going to use our new person to go and investigate the alien activity. So that's a freebie.
Ready to go.
You could actually start stabilizing Kazakhstan, I think, now. No, it's not quite at that level. Apparently we can stabilize Germany, which seems reasonable enough to me. So let's do that.
We'll turn down the heat.
It's worth us saving a few points admittingly, because that would allow us to do certain things here. Actually, I know what we should do. Let's surveil Chile.
Setting a watch.
Reporting in.
Stabilize Kazakhstan.
Safe.
Stabilize Kazakhstan.
Standing by.
What's the up?
Standing by.
And rather than do that, I think we're going to advise Germany.
I will help them.
Okay.
Our only hope is
The
to
Protectorates are here.
understand what the aliens want with us and determine how to satisfy them without losing our independence.
Guess which part of that statement is negotiable?
Offering support.
Initiating recon.
Okay, we have found alien microbes and plants. We are now able to undertake alien flora. And molten salt batteries.
Order is returning.
Excellent.
Our efforts didn't have any effect.
Unfortunate.
We found something.
And a small bonus to xenology from doing that. Oh! Also, 30 days have passed. We now have a solar collector in space. So we're currently doing xenology labs. I'm actually kind of okay with the way the current spread is. We're going to get our energy lab online soon anyway, which will be important. So that's fine. Let's go up to our... up to orbit. So we can build 3 things up here, in theory. That increases our welfare. This increases our mission control. And the materials, I think, gives us a investments in military priority. So I'm actually going to take the materials lab as one of our things. We can only build 2, really. And I think I want to build a xenology lab as my second one. So we'll save the rest until we get better upgrades. But hey, that will give us a permanent bonus to one of our science categories, which is nice. Okay, next up. You have the ability now to go and stabilize Kazakhstan.
We'll make things safe.
No longer a mess.
Ready for orders.
You are going to go and investigate whoever this is in Brazil. It's also worth noting... Oh, we don't see one yet. We will at some point see some people who are very hard to investigate for some
Standing
bizarre
by
reason.
for orders.
Those people we will need to try and investigate later down the line, but that's a later issue,
We'll
I
turn
think.
down the heat.
At your
And-
service.
Stabilize.
Ready.
Meanwhile, what can we do with you? Honestly, we can send you investigating as well, come to this. Let's go and investigate whoever this is in Zimbabwe.
Investigating target.
I like the way you phrase that. It's
I have
always
new
everything is sus.
information.
Person of interest surveilled.
Okay, we found an executive of the initiative.
Violence is abating.
Things are stabilizing.
Order is returning.
Nice, nice, nice. Hurricane in France. Oh dear, that's terrible. Major damage to the economy, and I can't divert the resources because I don't have 20 ops score. That's annoying. Energy lab complete. So again, I would like to have this, but I think we're going to be okay without it for the time being. Right, so from here, let's go for alien flora. And I think we do want to get that xenology lab online a little sooner than expected, so we'll get that done in a month. I mean, it's not significant right now. Later it might hurt us more. Right now it's just what it is. Okay, identify some new organizations. So it's always worth checking these out, especially when we find ones with this. Okay, control, stabilize, public campaign, and turn counselor. So these would actually be very good on one of our persuasive people. So let's focus on you to start with. So increase social science, 4 additional administration, 16 research, 1 additional point of persuasion. So I think we're going to go and do this. Put more money into you and also give you the Iron Rose Media organization as well. Increased income, but also that. We do have the World Health Organization, which I think we will give to... Why can't you take the World Health Organization? Oh, Kingpin. Yeah, can't be. Must have government. Okay. I'm reluctant to use the last slot of anybody at this stage. I think we'll give this to you. This does have a negative 235 money per turn here, so I now have to go and actually... Weirdly, this has to be checked before I do this. What's our actual funding at? Because I have my webcam right above where I've got my money score. So I've got 83. If I buy this, I get a huge science boost. I get a huge welfare boost. I gain some life science research boost. And I think it's good. But negative 235 means we're going to go bankrupt really quickly. If we don't take this, somebody will. So maybe it's worth us moving around and just seeing if we can increase our money at this point. Okay.
Ready
well,
for my mission.
Let's keep going. Yes, I know we have the resources. We don't have the continual resources to do that, though.
Restoring
Right, stabilize
order.
Kazakhstan.
Reporting in.
You have public campaign, but actually you're terrible at it. We can, in theory, sabotage the academy, which sounds mean, and it's tempting. But we're going to keep investigating people. Let's keep investigating
Tracking
you.
target.
Ready for orders. We
More
will restore
stabilizing.
peace to this nation.
Okay,
Standing
so
by for
now we
orders.
have an administration score of 18. So I think this is high enough that we can warrant parking you on Germany and just having you influence it for 10 a
Offering
term.
counsel.
Acknowledged.
Webcam funding comes with obvious drawbacks. Absolutely. If I can't see how much money I'm losing, we could in theory do it. But the World Health Organization would bankrupt us if we did it now. And while the benefits are good, they're not critically good for right now. Maybe if we... Actually, let's just have a quick double check of one thing. So it does give 20 actual science. It gives us 15 life science research as well. We're not doing anything that involves life science, although technically speaking, the outpost has. But really, we're on xenology for right now. We can hold off. We might get it later, and maybe we'll do some shuffling and get some things involved. But I think for now, it's fine.
Eyes on target.
I can't hear you. I'm playing Gotayan, so it's fine. Yeah, okay. So let's increase the Germany funding a little more because we actually need a little more direct income. Of course, we already have this maxed out. In fact, what are we doing with France right this second? Unity's fine. We don't need any more Unity. Probably do want to actually get some military score in, though, because this keeps going up. Again, we can only control some of the input points. We only have half the funding of France at the moment. We'll go with that.
I will help them.
But effective GDP, 18% is an interesting, is a tricky one. Yeah, but I also have I am also in control of the French military, so I've got to consider it. Got to consider it. It's better than the German military right now, although I do have a slight point of building that because eventually we'll want a second one.
Person of interest.
But they're
surveyed.
tired. Well, it's not as if I'm doing anything with them. They're just sitting there.
Surveillance complete.
Things are cooling off.
Alright, down to Strife. Informational Science Lab.
Order is returning.
Down to Subversion. And this now means that Kazakhstan is actually starting to produce stuff for us again. And also, it has a really high public opinion for us at the moment, which is quite nice. Especially as I've not actually done anything in Kazakhstan, really, other than just stabilize it. Okay, good news. Materials Lab is now done, so this will have the benefit of just providing us with a little more efficient military tech going forward. So, yeah. Materials bonus and also a 3% to investments in military. And again, we have one more space, and while it is tempting to put an energy lab there, actually we can't put an energy lab there, we will be putting a xenology lab. Because again, that allows us to better detect aliens. And they're hard enough as it is. Alright, anything more? So we still have this World Health Organization, so with our increases we're up to 83.3 a term. Taking this would immediately put us down to negative 120. And as far as I can see, we do have a K showing there, but not good enough at the moment. We can get CERN on board. So, invent soft landings. And free science score. I prefer to give this to a person who's going to be sitting on Germany for the moment. So, we lose 28 for this. But I think, honestly, the 40 science, 10% additional energy research, plus free science points as well. Yeah, this person's now producing more research per turn for us than I think Poland is, and possibly even our 2 points in France. Yeah, so this guy's now producing more science than our 2 points than half of France. 600 a turn. At the moment, we're beneath their notice. They've got their plan and they're working on it. But as we build things in space, as we have more and more command points of doing things out there, they might decide that we are now becoming a bit of a bother to them. Honestly, we are insects right now. It might get to the point where they decide that we are not, and they decide to put us in our place. And if they put us in our place, it will hurt. So a lot of the early mid-game, I suppose, is us hiding from the aliens as much as possible and being very efficient with our points in space. Because we do need to mine quite a lot of stuff up there, but yeah. The aliens don't like us doing it. And as already alluded to, by not like, read utterly despise.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Where do you
Okay.
need me?
I keep forgetting you don't have good public relations thing. You actually have a good espionage score. You could actually do some sabotage work. Alright, let's go with 76.
Reaching
I don't want the
lab
Academy necessarily to be against me
Standing
too
by.
much. They're not really the problem. But I would be interested to see what they're doing. And that's
Restoring
one way
order.
I could... Actually, I could probably find out, couldn't I?
Reporting in.
They're currently researching clandestine cells, so they don't have 5 people yet. Unfortunately, other than them and Humanity First, we don't actually have a lot of information on some of the other factions yet. Okay, let's continue advising Germany.
Offering assistance.
Standing by for orders.
And let's continue... 94, yeah, we'll investigate
Initiating
you.
surveillance.
Offering support.
So yeah, 4% research boost, 18% calculation for GDP is quite nice, and a small increase to military value. Just because he doesn't have a lot of command score. But again, it's mostly the GDP side of things that we're interested in.
We've got some intel on our target.
Interesting. Okay, Xenology Lab. Done. Let's then go for... Honestly, I'd like to get some of the labs done, but we don't need them for a lot of stuff here. Space dock, useful enough, but we're not going to be building that for a while here. I'm almost convinced that what we actually want to do is just get ourselves some... I mean, we could get the money just while we got that spare point. Yeah, get the alien flora online. And then maybe we'll start focusing a little more on these 2 points. We're still well above what they've committed, so that's fine. I don't mind that. We'll just stick with
Ramping
that.
up here.
Okay, next thing. Let's go into space. And let's build ourselves a xenology lab. So we're building this in orbit. We gain a +1 to alien detection up to a maximum of 9. This is again costing us boost, but again we have Kazakhstan. That should balance it out. We should be
Hacked the
doing better than
research
everybody else.
data.
Okay, so we can sabotage any of these things. I think we're going to actually sabotage the management because I don't care about the rest of it. But hey, we've annoyed the Academy.
Order is returning.
Alright, commercial is done. And with that done, I guess we can go for... Information Science Lab. Again, we're researching those anyway, but it's where we have the points.
Things are stabilizing.
Okay, Kazakhstan down 2. Supposed to be done with this life. Accumulate debts and exploration of the underworld. Okay, it won't be anything dead, nothing to worry about, just a small favour for old time's sake. So... Okay. Let's just confirm who this is first of all before we...
Wrapping up here.
We'll be ready for
So this is our
new
kingpin.
orders soon.
So... There is a 5% chance of a resource that I'm aware of, but have never got it. Also, 10,000 money. If we get that, we can absolutely add the World Health Organization on side. I think for a 25% chance, a 1 in 4, with the cost of losing him for 4 turns, might actually be worth it. $50-50. 50-50. Or losing a lot of stuff. Or death. I think we're going to go for the heist here. We're going to go maximum glory here. We can roll that D20. We roll that nat 20. We get 10 of a resource that I've never acquired at any point during this game. That'll do! We hit the 1 in 4! 10,000! Oh, and Merry Christmas! Indeed. Okay. So, yeah, our money's just 14,000. I think we can now get the World Health Organization on side now. Or would, except that we don't actually have the influence to buy it anymore. Well, I think we might get it later. Again, it's not a huge priority, but it's a nice to have. Okay. Okay, so Resistance have taken over the point in Denmark. Honestly, the Resistance are taking over Europe reasonably quickly. I'm not necessarily happy with that. I do have points and I could take some more stuff, but I'm waiting for an event which would allow us to take over France, and I need to have enough points available at that point to be able to do it. We could potentially go Southern Baltics to just try and gain some more points, I suppose. Could even just try and kick the servants out of Italy, potentially. Yeah, let's get public campaign here, because we're not entirely on side with things at the moment.
Tracking target.
Investigation, you can continue.
We'll turn down the
doing
heat.
this. And
Standing by for orders.
22% crackdown. Let's put that to a 60% chance and see if we
Going
can
after other
break
people.
the control in Italy on that 1 point. Because we don't want the servants taking over part of Europe. And Italy is probably the 3rd best starting nation in the EU at the moment. Okay. Let's go.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
More popular in
Violence
Germany.
is abating.
Kazakhstan is peaceful. We've turned it from a war zone into a everything is fine.
Keep them where it hurts.
And we were successful. Now we're just going to purge that. And hope that nobody else has that bright idea.
There are 2 types of people in this world. Those who think only of home, and those who think only of leaving home.
Okay.
Director Khalid Alashgar, Archival Online Data.
So soon the mission to the moon was going to begin. Actually, come to think of that. No, we can't go and scan the moon just yet. Alien flora has now been researched. Okay. Honestly, operations research might not be the worst, just so we got that in reserve. In truth, cheese mines will have to wait, indeed. No, let's go social science lab as well, just to get things done. I don't need to focus on anything particularly. I might even be cheeky and try to take all 3 points, because that gives me full control about the main direction of research going forward, which would be nice. Okay.
What's the op?
So who has our
Ready.
best shot here? You have espionage score of
Ready for
7.
my mission.
Ready.
So this wasn't
I'm here.
Oh no, you can do it as well. You actually don't have a high espionage score though.
Reporting in.
Aegis Defense gives us security and a command point, which helpful, but not necessarily the biggest thing right now. Yeah, we've done some stuff that gives us more espionage, so we're talking more sort of the Secret Service type things. But experience points are a thing that we can now actually add. So let's go and do that. You are going to need more persuasion, because that's ultimately your main goal for us at the moment. Could give you affluence to try and just give ourselves some money, bit of a money boost. You are 1 point off. You're going to need more things. We'll wait on that a moment. So natively, it'd be a 39% chance if you were to do it. I think you're our best bet.
Where to?
Just for comparison, what is your percentage difference? It's only a few points, but I think you can already see that's an 18. So,
Ready for my mission.
yeah, we definitely need to raise our Kingpin's espionage score when we get a chance to. Let's add some influence here, and let's go for a 77. Actually, we got lots of influence to spare. 82%
Removing our
chance.
enemies. Standing by.
Practically a certainty. It won't work. You can try and stay. No, actually, just go and do more public speaking in Germany.
We must persuade the people.
Where do you need me? We'll
Investigate
see
this
what
person.
they are up to.
Acknowledged.
And you can continue putting Kazakhstan back under control. It's going quite nicely now. Actually, our military is now on top of things. Spoils are still quite high because the inequality isn't there, because the government type isn't quite there yet. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with how this is going. So, yeah, we'll just stick with that. Keep stabilizing.
Things safe.
I'm here.
I keep seeing you've got public campaign, but you have no persuasion score. What else could we do? Honestly, the resistance have already tried. The resistance are already leaving Denmark. They took it off me and then just left it. I see how it is. Now we'll go back to our investigation routes here. Somebody in Washington.
Surveying
Oh,
target.
hold on. Somebody's in Washington. Is that a control attempt that's being made? Maybe. It's going to massively interest us if anybody tries to take control of the Americas. We do like a bit of jam.
We've got some intel on our target.
The people will come to our side.
Critical success in Germany.
Things are cooling off.
As it stands down to less than 1. And are we taking the point in? Ooh. Alien reductions in Venezuela.
We are in control here.
And we have taken the point in Italy. So
Wrapping up here.
Italy has a pretty decent research score, or at least did at the start of the game. So it's not the end of the world for us to take it over here. We also don't mind the additional boost and things going on. They're slightly closer to the equator, so they have slightly better gains than Germany, for example. I'm kind of just okay with setting this up as a thing. We don't want any more unity particularly. I'm okay with giving them a little more military, and we can take funding and spoils. Yeah, we're okay with that as a setup. Obviously, we only have control of a quarter of it, but we have it. It's better for us to have it than not. It's these 2 points that we want to take, but that event just hasn't happened yet. Actually, the abductions might trigger it, actually. new organizations in the marketplace. Excellent. Okay. So our Kingpin does need both of these, I think. So we will spend the money to purchase this, gain some additional espionage, and we will also take this for 100 as well. Free Federation of Industrial Workers has a engineering point, so that makes all of our research better. But also it's another administration increasing thing with a persuasion increase. So we might as well keep going with you on this basis. Grab that. You now have the administration score of 22. And we don't have influence to add again because I spent it all. We could add this, but it doesn't actually do a lot for you, especially. The one command point makes him better at advising on military matters, but ultimately, this is fine. Alright, we'll have our Kingpin go and grab another point of espionage. We will have you grab an extra point of investigation. And everything else is fine. Okay.
Your orders?
So it's sort of minimal returns, but I actually kind of like the idea of getting this a bit closer to
Restoring
getting
order.
to 1. It's a high percentage
Your
thing,
orders?
and again, it's experience points, ultimately. Yeah, there's stuff happening here. I don't necessarily like it.
Ready for my mission.
You are going to investigate the alien activity,
Alien
and
site.
then
Standing by.
you... Germany and Poland. Okay, so it might be worth an idea to spend us some time just defending Germany and Poland again. But you can't do that anyway, so we'll ignore that for the time being. Keep investigating whoever's working in the US at this point.
Tracking target.
Where do you need me?
You can defend interests in Germany because it's
Securing
our
our
main
interests.
hub, and
Ready for
you can
orders.
defend interests in Poland.
Making
because
things safe for our
we
people.
haven't spoken about Poland, but Poland's actually pretty decent. It's okay with the small amount of funding we're getting. It's all good. All right, confirm, and then close all these down. $130. Yeah, so we are going to overtake this as well. And we're already doing more than 40% on this. So we are going to take full control of the research, and then we've got to work out what the heck we want to do with this power.
Securing our control.
Securing our control.
Because I mentioned cybernetics, but there are other things we probably want to focus
Surveillance
towards.
complete.
Order is returning.
Critical success.
Recon complete.
Okay, small versus genealogy going
Wrap it
forward.
up here.
And although we cannot rule out the possibility of a hoax, significant quantity of animals and humans gone missing. Probably worth taking a closer look. Alien methods. For the moment, both of these are fine. I might just... Oh, we have taken over. Excellent. Italy, under the control of the resistance, and Canada have ended their alliance. Belarus has proposed ending its rivalry with Poland and returning to normal. Who's in charge of Belarus right now? We'll accept it. The Protectorate. Yeah, maybe I should have checked that first, but I'm actually... Hold on, let's just find out something first before we go much further. We don't know anything about them or their current relations to us. They tolerate us. We're actually one of the better people with them at the moment. Hold on. Let's just have a double check of this. I think the Academy hates us. In conflict. We're also in conflict with the servants. No, the only people we're in conflict with are the servants and the Academy, and that's because we kicked the servants out of Italy, and we ruined the Academy's research at some point. which they couldn't prove was us. I claim after the fact. Yeah, I'm okay with waiting for the moment. Okay, so how are we doing? So the unrest going up here is actually helpful for us for what we want to be doing in a few moments. Let's keep on with investigations. Let's go for whoever's in Greece.
Surveilling target.
Ready for my mission.
You might. Oh, Kazakhstan's at 0. Excellent. So Kazakhstan's now fully stabilized. We can actually go and potentially do something else. Although what we're doing with you now is a good question. Could grab the other control point in Denmark and just recontrol it again, I suppose, except that we can't grab this one without taking that. I mean, it's an extra 11 points of research. So, okay,
Putting
have
our
we
people
go
in place.
controlling this.
Acknowledged.
Let's investigate Vienna.
Eyes
Sure,
on
we're picking the
target.
one we didn't pick for the other person.
Standing by for orders.
And now our Kingpin's back to doing whatever he can. It's tempting to increase unrest there, but I think what we'll do instead is we're going to go back to Honduras and start making Honduras
We will
worse
bring
again.
it down.
I don't have anything
What's
against people
the
from Honduras or the country itself. It's just the easiest target. And he needs experience points. Meanwhile, we're going back to advising Germany.
Lending my expertise.
Victor 3 has arrived in orbit.
Offering assistance.
Oh no! Another UFO has crashed in Kenya. They're clearly not used to orbits at all.
Person of interest surveilled.
Surveillance complete.
The uprising is underway.
Honduras is just going to explode. And I don't. Has anybody got control of Honduras at any point? Let's just have a quick. The Protectorate have abandoned Honduras. They tried to
Put
go
our
there.
people in place.
No. Alright, we have a point in the
Ready for
Alpine
next
States.
With each passing day,
Which again,
humanity
it's an extra
shatters
few-
the boundaries of the possible.
It's actually a few
It is
points.
our certain destiny to move mountains at the touch of a button. We need only the will to do so. And your generous investment, of course.
Of course.
Chairman.
Okay. So now we have a bit more control over things. So Mission to the Moon is probably something we want to be focusing on reasonably soon here. That being said, I think we want to go as fast as possible for cybernetics. So this will be biotechnology and augmented reality, which we're kind of already doing. So cybernetics obviously allows us to get implants, which allows us to basically pay money to boost our people up a bit more, which would be useful and obviously leads to other interesting things down the line. Other things we could potentially be looking towards is obviously the mining facilities themselves. But honestly, I think biotechnology is going to be the pick here. But we're not longer going to do a double focus in it for the moment. We're going to see how things go in terms of how this is. But yeah, let's see. Also, have you built this thing yet? You have. Okay, Xenology Lab is online. I am purposely delaying the moon mission a little bit because we do have a orbital, which is obviously a slight drain on our boost and resources. We will need a little more to go and put an outpost on the moon, and a little more beyond that to put an outpost on Mars. So we are kind of waiting a little bit. Don't want to wait too long because that will hurt us in the long run. Yeah. Golden Triangle Cartel, you say? Interesting. So we can't equip this, and it doesn't give us that much. So we're not going to bother. Okay. Let's grab another control point in
Bringing them to
the
our
Alpine
side.
States.
At your service.
Meanwhile, you can investigate what's
We'll
going on
recon
in
the
Nairobi.
site.
Where to?
You are going to keep increasing the unrest in the
People
Honduras.
demand justice.
Standing by.
Advise Germany.
Offering support.
And investigate whoever's hanging out in
Initiating
Norway.
surveillance.
Actually, these actually wouldn't have been bad picks for us to go into, in truth. Reasonable research things for that, so yeah. No worries. Catch you later, Mara.
Offering counsel.
Okay, so we've unlocked the Information Science Lab. So, yeah. Let's go for alien methods next. This is probably going to be important. In fact, we're going to put 3 points into this. We want to get this done soon. Also, we are still in control of all of the research points if we kept things going. Such is the advantage of having quite a lot, two big European nations on side. And obviously all of our research facilities and organizations. We're doing quite well here.
On our target.
At least keeping on top of the
Long
research side
live
of
the
things.
revolution!
Poor Honduras. We will never allow them to know peace.
Recon complete.
We've gained significant support. Cleaning things up.
Okay, we now have control of the Alpine States, which is useful. We are nearly at our cap for things at the moment. Okay. Going to defend our interests in France.
Securing our
and I just
interests.
noticed that their points are
What's the,
down. How easy would it be for us to actually take one of these points now? We spent a lot of points to do this. Part of the issue is if we keep them as the academy, they're both going to go flip at the same time. But I think it might be worth us trying to force one of those
Applying
points out
pressure on their
now,
people.
even if we have to abandon one of our nations.
Ready to go.
What would be our purge chance without any bonuses? Without any bonuses, a 1 in 5. Ooh. This is tempting. I'm quite happy to spend 63 to try and get 16 influence, try and get this point of
Targeting the
France
opposition.
out of their control. Because
Standing
if we,
by for orders.
I wasn't planning on doing this until obviously the Academy went into lockdown and blew themselves up because they realised that their plans are terrible. But if we can get France
I will help
now,
them.
this would be useful. I imagine, however,
At
what's
your
going to happen
service.
is that they're going to actually
Where
fortify it now.
Ready for orders.
Who's in France? Is there anybody in France we could just grab? No. Nobody's in France apart from us at the moment. Surveil France. I don't think this does anything, but let's see how lucky we are.
Protecting our interests.
Offering
Yeah,
counsel.
they reinforce. So our points have failed because the Academy have
Target
immediately gone to reinforce them. That means that our chances of crackdown have gone down to 5% of
Information is
things.
our greatest weapon, bar none. If we know enough about what we're fighting and where, we can win wars before even a single...
Sisters and brothers, I remind you the Lord's...
Okay, we're going to go for space research, which gives us the Mobile Space Science Lab. Effectively, what we kind of build towards is, and I forget whether tech actually exists. I can actually go full tech tree here. I'll try to find skunk works and make sure that we're at least building towards that, because that's one of the ways we can gain a huge advantage early is by building tier 2 facilities and then go into that. We obviously need the upgraded orbitals though. It's gonna let me do that? Nope, maybe not. The game does not seem to like opening full text tree. Okay. Okay, we're not going to try that again. But yeah, space research, which goes into space medicine, space agriculture, extended space survival, directed space research, which I think is the one we want, maybe. We also want space mining and refining to be kind of a thing as well, actually. Okay, so we'll take space research, but we're also going to go for space mining and refining. Where was that? Done it. What are we missing? Mass drivers. And again, we want to get this done before we get the mission to Mars and the mission to the moon, because we don't want to just have to put a base up there that does nothing. We'd rather get the resources and then actually start being able to sustain itself. At least short term. Also, yeah, they are very interested in biotech. Much more interested than we are. We'll see if that changes. And honestly, no, actually, we do want the alien methods up first. Alright, let's see if our now critical percentage chances work.
They slipped away from us.
Yeah, we're down to a 5% chance, but I think we'd have failed anyway by some of the numbers we put in. Outpost core. The purge has a low chance to work, but I mean, if we could get one of those points now, that'd be quite useful. Alien methods is done. Okay. We can now detect contacts with humans. Those disappearances were all lower order mammals. For over 10-20 days, crash landing, animals disappearances ceased and human disappearances begun. Mid-wing team is bleak. Our hopes of coexistence and information exchange are dashed. The aliens appear to be, at the very least, unconcerned of our welfare and seem to be actively hostile. Okay, investigate returned abductees is the next job. We also have liquid hydrogen containment if we want to do that. Maybe? But I don't think that's necessarily something we need to do right this second, although it's equally not. Nah, we'll go with liquid hydrogen. That's fine. No point in spending points there. Oh wow, they do not want us to have control of anything anymore. Yeah, we need to have control of at least one leg of this research tree. We want to direct things. We don't want the AI doing it.
Our enemies are still in control.
Yeah, both of them went down to 5% chances. Again, it was a long shot, but if they didn't for whatever reason, you never know. Military science available. And okay. More organizations. Okay, a few interesting bits and pieces here. So Talos Brands immediately just gives us additional additional administration, so that's fine. We can go with that. Nothing's giving us extra stats that we care a great deal about here. But we're of course not turning down the extra administration. Yeah, so let's equip this. 4% economy boost is also quite nice. And this gives us additional social science, gives us additional military score as well. Doesn't give anything particular. It does give public campaign. Do you have public campaign as a thing? You don't, weirdly. But it'd be more useful on you, who also doesn't, but who probably should have it. There we go. Oh, we do. Actually, yes. Yes. We need one. We need that. Assault alien asset is a thing we've not been able to do at any point up till now. So again, you have the highest espionage score, but it needs to be a government person with it. So espionage score of 5, espionage score of 6. It's going to be you. And now you have a weird. You have a weird role in this current society. We're going to give you a point boost, and we're going to give you a point boost in persuasion again. Might as well keep going.
Standing by for orders.
So now you have the Assault Alien Asset command. This is something that we need to do every now and then. And it is worth us spending ops to fix it, but we're just going to go in as is.
Ready
I'm
to
sure
go.
he will be fine. Poor doomed soul. Yes, diplomacy with
Initiate
guns.
surveillance.
The best kind of
At your
diplomacy.
service.
So, as you can see, an actual direct purge doesn't actually do enough here, and we have spent quite a lot of our influence points at this stage. But that's fine. Detaining requires investigation. Okay, so we need to increase your investigation score at some point, but espionage is your main one, and I think we're okay with that. We could try and purge the Alpine states here as well. But again, I'm kind of thinking midterm that we are going to take these France points back, so I don't need to necessarily do that now. I just need to find something for them to do that's reasonable in terms of the current objectives. Let's stabilize Italy.
We'll turn down the heat. Your
Again,
orders?
more benefit for other people than for us, but might as well. Kazakhstan's starting to build back up again. I think because its default is a rest value of 3.8. Okay, that's something you can just keep
We'll
doing
turn
there.
down the heat.
Your orders?
Yeah, 0% chance. And again, crackdown's based on the investigation score, and even with a 7, that's not enough. So we're just going to go and investigate some people. Let's go for whoever's in Greece.
Eyes on target.
And then be doubly sure I haven't just sent the same person to 2 people. I haven't. Okay, augmented combat training. So this gives us additional investment point things. So this is one of the things that we were sort of building towards, and it's quite useful. But I'm actually okay with the outpost core and the liquid hydrogen containment for at least the time being.
I have new information.
Good.
Person of interest surveilled.
Things are cooling off.
Things are cooling off.
Target destroyed.
And we have wiped out the invasive fauna in Chile. That actually is important to have done. But, yeah. It'll be fine. No need to worry about anything just yet. Okay. Oh, hostile takeover. Yes. Okay.
Standing by.
So, who has
Ready.
our best admin score?
Ready for my mission.
Actually, you can do this.
Ready for my mission.
Your orders?
You're the only person who can do it. That's fine. You have a reasonable enough score. Alright, we're going to spend some money on this. We're going to spend 80... actually, let's go for 86.
Target
Diplomacy with flamethrowers!
Ready to go.
We have not had any kaiju yet. That's why I immediately dealt with that. To be fair, I've only just had the ability to go and deal with things like that. So, yeah. Should be fine. You can
Offering
spend
support.
influence improving Germany.
Ready for orders.
You can investigate one of the people in Taiwan.
Where to?
Yeah, what do we do with you now? We could have you advise France, I guess. We wouldn't get that much benefit out of it because your stats are quite low. Maybe I'll just do public campaign in France.
make our
Again, it's probably
Ready
worthwhile.
for my mission.
And you can just continue investigating people.
We'll see what they're up to.
Oh dear. I'm aware because I've played through the initiative quite a long while. There is a tech to actually take control of the kaijus. I have not yet researched it, but the fact that there is a tech that exists that allows you to take control of them is quite funny.
Lending my expertise.
By which I, of course, mean
We've
spoilers,
got some
spoilers,
intel
spoilers,
on our
spoilers,
target.
spoilers.
Surveillance complete.
They will now serve us.
Okay, neither of these have any research thing. However, I'm quite happy to take this because it's got a double, actually, engineering project resource. So we're going to take this off them.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
I don't think we can equip that just yet, but we'll work that out in a moment. Yeah, I'm slightly annoyed with the resistance taking over our point in Denmark and then just, you know, immediately abandoning it themselves. Dear. Italy under control of resistance and Norway have ended their alliance. Who's taking over Norway? Ah, that'll be why the servants have control of Norway. Good. All right. So, in our random orgs here, we actually have... Where was it? Wait, did I not do the hostile takeover, or did you just take control of it yourself? You did. You took control of it yourself. This is probably fine. Okay, since you're the only person who does have hostile takeovers, it's actually kind of tempting to just give you this as well, because that makes you better at doing it. You're abandoning anyway. Yeah, that was the original plan. I'm just annoyed that they've taken over because I was still getting resource points from them until they actually took it over. But now that they have and they've decided to abandon it as well, you know. Right, so we're going to purchase this, which gives you an espionage score of 13, and we're going to put this on to give you an espionage score of 14. Also more information services, also more daily ops, which is quite nice. Okay, which one of our guys is the assault alien fleet person? You don't have any more spare administration capacity, but you're a quick learner, actually. So let's give you that extra point of administration, and then let's give you this extra point of command as well. So he's now slightly better at dealing with weird alien things. Oh, and one more experience point here. So you could take this over, which might not be the worst thing in the world to do right now if we can afford it, which we, if we can briefly, can. Yeah, I mean, better to take it than not take it. It's not the most useful thing in the world, but extra influence is always good. Extra security means he's less likely to die. He does have a apparent loyalty that's quite low, unfortunately. Let's go for more investigation. Okay.
I'm here.
So now that we have a administration of 17, we can go for another hostile takeover. This time on you. And we are massively better at this now, so we're going to go up to a 91.
Targeting enemy arms.
What we are trying to do is steal anybody who gives an administration boost. And then we're going to give those to the rest of our team.
Reporting in. Tracking target.
Find out who that is there.
At your service.
And I mean, honestly, we could advise here, but I think we're going to keep on the public campaigning. Yeah,
I
more
will
public
tell our
campaign in
story.
France. We want to absolutely take this over. And you can go to the US and
Investigating
find out what's going on
target.
over there.
Offering support.
We've got some intel on our target.
Found an executive.
Surveillance complete.
Answer acquired.
Okay, so it doesn't look as if they got anything that's giving a bonus there. However, plus 20, plus military, plus space flight, plus 2 energy research, all for 1 point versus this for 2. Does sell for more. We might be going back to them, but
Winning their hearts and
didn't find
minds.
anything with administration. It happens. Servants have also taken control of
We laud
Point
the
in
Romans
Ireland.
for assimilating, rather than exterminating other nations. But we should not forget that their siege weapons were terrible things to behold.
Darn it, they got mission to the moon before we have mining. I knew this was going to happen. But no! I knew they were going to get to the moon before we had the ability to mine it. Oh well. This is why I wanted control of the research, but, you know, I had other things. Thank you, indeed. Right, let's spin time on. So neither of those two organizations had anything administratively that was going to be helpful to us, but it's fine. And we also have the spare points for France if we need them. Ooh, very nice. So we're back on the World Health Organization thing, aren't we? Our plus is 184. We could actually take this. I'm not sure it's good to have on... Well, actually, it's pretty good on you, actually. We can only take one of these anyway. Extra Counselor, Assault Alien Asset, which would be another one of those. Does it have to be government? It has to be government. We are researching biotech, so that does actually give us a reason to go for this and just take a bonus. Ah, well, let's start our road to bankruptcy. We have the World Health Organization now as one of our assets, and suddenly our money situation is shocking. Shocking. Alright. Who thought this was a good idea? Me, apparently. I mean, to be fair, this does give us the 15% to biotech, so and obviously we want to get to cybernetics and we do want to get to other fun things. But, yeah, we're just going to have to be a bit more careful with how this goes at some point. Let's go research
Surveying
whoever's
target.
messing around in London.
Ready to go.
We could go for another hostile takeover if we really fancied it. And we do.
Targeting their assets. Where to?
Because if we get some more research things out of them, we might just, again, take over. You can continue to
Lending my
advise Germany.
expertise.
Ready to go.
You can research whoever's in Paraguay.
Let's see what they are up to.
Acknowledged.
And I would like more public speaking campaigns in France.
Making our case.
I will help them.
I have new information.
Okay, we have liquid hydrogen containment done, and then we can go for. So, augmented combat training will take a long while, but it makes our points much more efficient. That being said... Actually, honestly, what would we take instead of this? Space dock over supply, I'd kind of say that's just a definite one over the other. Military science labs, potentially. Don't need planetary warship yet. Yeah, we're just going to bite the bullet and go for this. October 24, so more than a year, but it's always going to be useful to have our points just be better. So yeah, but now we know more about it. Question mark.
All get quiet.
Okay, so our options are to take this one, to take this one, to take this one for more information science research. So 5% information, 5% information, 10% energy. What are we looking at for our research things at the moment? See, that's clearly better. 4% spaceflight program, but I think these are more efficient if we went for the lower ones. Yeah, let's take the Athens Soup semiconductor.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Okay, we have unlocked the outpost core. And with that done, how many of these am I going to ever care about is a good question. Let's get military science lab for the moment. We've identified new organizations. Yep, there are some definitely ones we want. Okay. Let's start with... Where are you? So you're at your cap, so we could take off this one. So we're going to unequip the Royal Brands. Steel projects. We already have steel projects, but again, one additional point of espionage is not something that we're going to complain about. So let's re-equip that. Smarter Technology Group gives us a 5% boost to all of that. Economy boost and also spoils, both are decent. Yeah, we'll take both of these. Also increased space mining bonus when we eventually get there. But yet one more project. I think that gives us an overall 30% boost to these. So going reasonably well in that direction. But we don't have the ability to go this yet. Largely because we are massively low on influence, I'm just realizing. But we might be getting those later. Okay. Continue the public speaking campaign. Not everybody's converted to Project Exodus yet. I mean, to be fair, we probably should do this in Germany as well, but we are going to want to take over France. So every possible plus that we need for that is going to be important. We can conduct a hostile takeover on a resistance person. That is useful information that I wish you'd have told me slightly earlier before I started assigning missions.
Standing by.
Let's see what the resistance have for us.
Targeting enemy arcs.
At your service.
You may continue to keep advising Germany on how to better spend money.
I'm here.
And you can go to New Zealand and find out who's messing around in New Zealand.
Offering assistance.
I mean, a 7% research boost is pretty decent, even for just a base 160. Critical hit on the things. We know more about them. Random mechanic person. Nothing has changed. I don't know what you're talking about. Run away. I did kind of explain it right at the start, but yeah, I'm not. Ooh, yeah, no, see, heavy industries is another Yes, that's a 10% project speed. We won't want to go back and grab this, actually. No administration bonuses, but we're absolutely taking this. And this also gives the bonus, the thing that allows them to take more resources as well. So, yeah, see heavy industries. We also took 50 money, critical success.
We've moved the needle.
I mean, we're totally legitimately still trying to take over South America. That's definitely the plan. Augmented learning project, 5% knowledge increase. That might actually be better. I mean, it's fine. We already started on this one. I think the knowledge one would be better for us, but yeah, we'll carry on. Also, while I remember. Yeah, so that goes into the unassigned pool, which I forgot about. So let's find you. You need this, ultimately. So we're going to unequip this one. Equip this one. You have one more point. Nothing that gives investigative ability, but we want to have the additional research if we've got nothing else. And we have one spare point. Yeah, so administration's now, we're hitting that cap on things. Still, we're definitely going to take the 20 plus 1 point of actual science. I mean, military spaceflight program is also fine as well. We'll take that. Just got to remember I have 2 of these to equip at some point. We've been ever so slightly suboptimal. Okay, additional 25 damage to xenoforming, and alien attempts to xenoform in our region have a minus penalty, which might be useful when we get there. Also, yeah, unequipped, so when we get to the refresh phase in a moment. Italy under control of resistance have formed an alliance with Pakistan. Okay, that is fine. So, now we're up to a 40% boost to all of our councillors' engineering stuffs. And I think, honestly, we are still going to take some stuff from... Oh, actually, no. New plan. New plan.
Your orders?
Ready.
Persuasion score of 8. Persuasion score of 15. Wow, with an 8? That's still not good enough. Oh, it'd be so useful for us to take over this person, but obviously she's got a much higher stat than everybody else.
Standing by. Initiating surveillance.
Let's keep you under wraps for the moment. We could go detain him. But honestly, I'm still kind of in the mood to just keep taking... Yeah, we're just going to keep taking stuff.
Targeting their assets.
Reporting in. Targeting enemy orcs.
Where to?
Find out whoever's in Dublin that's doing things.
What's the offer?
And you can...
I will try to
Probably campaign in Germany for now. Hey, Victor 5 has arrived. And Victor 4.
Trillions of dollars just sitting up there, yet still the regulators drag their heels.
Okay, we now have missions to the moon, so... Despite the fact that they're still not actually giving us the mining tech yet, something I will try to fix. We need to spend half of our boost points to go and launch a prospective probe on the moon, because we will probably want to base there.
Surveillance complete.
Asset acquired.
Alright, so asset has been taken. We're going to take the other thing there. UFOs crash landed on China and in Minneapolis in the US.
Orc acquired.
Ooh, okay. This is an administration org. We are taking that. Thank you very much.
The people will come to our side.
Italy has decided to leave the EU. Slightly annoying, but it's fine. We can always put it back, he says. Yep, so Italy have decided they want to do stuff. That's okay. Alright, so let's first off start with...
Headed there now.
Investigation
At
there.
your service.
Investigation in
Headed
Minneapolis.
there now.
Reporting in.
Do we care about that enough? Honestly, I think we got to be pissing them off at this stage. Yeah, they're in conflict with everybody who isn't the Academy. Sorry, just having a quick check on things here. So, technically the Academy have more points than they can hold, which is good. We are beating everybody on research by quite a considerable margin, and obviously we have more... We have more of these as well. Okay. So, because they're over their capacity, we might be able to just force them out. And I think we're going to try.
Terminating the opposition.
Where do you need me?
It's a lot of investment to try and convert you. I don't think it's going to be worth it in the end. Let's go advise Germany.
Offering
Also,
support.
just have a quick check.
At your service.
We'll equip that one. Okay, next up. Investigate whoever's in Dublin.
Eyes on target.
Okay, confirm and then go.
I will help them.
Tracking field.
Oh, that's another 90 plus failure. To be fair, we've had a couple of narrow successes on 90 pluses as well, so there it is. Okay, so we now have information about what is on the moon. So there are only 2 sites with water. It's cost us 9 to put an outpost on there. We are going to put an outpost on the Shackleton Crater. And then we're also going to put an outpost on the Peary Crater. And the entire reasoning on this is, if they don't have water, it's going to cost them a fortune to get to Mars. We can at least set something up here, in theory. The downside is, even we can't do a lot. Because, unfortunately, it's going to cost us 6... It's going to cost us nearly 7 boosts to put even a solar farm up there. It might even be worth us building an orbital at some point, but... Ultimately, I'm just doing that to deny water to the other factions. The only thing that we might have wanted instead is some fishables, but... But again, until mining happens, can't do anything. We're taking advantage of the fact that we have the highest boost score, I believe. I do believe it because Kazakhstan is a thing.
Recon complete.
Here's what we found.
Okay, additional 2% to our
Our
seniority
people
scores.
have taken control.
And we do have an extra point in France. We're up to over
Nothing
800.
for my next mission.
Excellent. Alright, our Kingpin's good enough that he can now break through defenses as long as we have a bucket load of public opinion behind us and they're overtaxed. The next one probably won't be as easy. But if we get full control of France and have full control of Germany, we can actually merge them into a superpower the likes of which is basically the EU again. Yeah, I'm going to put a full 90... Yeah, we're going to put the influence on this. We're going this way.
Power.
Where to?
Meanwhile, you have a point. Okay. So it's tempting to add a few things here. We can actually add criminal trait, which is quite fun. Honestly, Crackdown needs espionage. No, that needs investigation. Yeah, let's just keep boosting the investigation for the moment. We could have possibly put admin on there, but I think it's okay, at least for right now. Our Kingpin can also be augmented. I think he definitely doesn't... I mean, an extra point in organization would allow him to grab one extra thing, but nothing that would have massively adjusted what we were going to do anyway. So, yeah, we're going to give him an extra point of espionage, which I'm hoping recalculates what his percentage is here.
Ready.
92, it has. Excellent.
Ready for orders.
Okay. Go and do the easy investigation missions.
Standing by.
Continue to advise
Lending
Germany.
my expertise.
Ready.
Do the Venezuela thing since you're there.
Civilian target.
It looks like that one's actually a member of the servants. We're going to stabilize Kazakhstan.
We'll turn down the heat.
And that should do. Confirm and go.
Offering counsel.
Excellent.
We've got some intel on our targets.
So yeah, with our 7% boost, we are over 800.
Got some intel on our target.
Things are stabilizing.
And of course, with our current organizations and things, we're getting good progress on our projects. All right, military science lab.
I am humbled to have been chosen for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. The things they can do up here are simply incredible. Their studies on the long-term effects of...
I was about to say, why are we doing this? But actually, no, this is the thing here. Okay, so I like to do one short, one long if I'm doing any kind of major projects at this point. So I'm going to go for the interplanetary warships and just get that ticking over and put most of our points into this one. Deep space propulsion concepts. It's fine. We'll keep things as they are. And we definitely want that as soon as possible, so July is good. No worries, New Uncle. Thanks for joining. I promise you, for next time, we'll still be on this escape room, this escape planet thing that we're doing. It'll definitely be this faction. Ah, we didn't manage to purge. We will definitely go again, though. Unless we're not. Indeed.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Reporting in.
Alright, stabilize. Let's go to
Eyes on target.
Zaris for you.
I'm here.
Alright, let's go for another attempt. So this is only 20% this time as a base, but I think we can... I think this is worth the attempt. If we manage this,
Targeting
it's going to be huge for us.
Ready for orders.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. Definitely.
Offering assistance.
Why would it be different? What possible reason would it be for that? You can investigate whoever's in Vietnam.
Initiating surveillance.
Come on, give us France. Allow us to make the EU.
I will help them.
Good.
Surveillance complete.
Good, good. Come on.
Surveillance complete.
Violence is abating.
4 successful rolls. Come on. Let's get 5. Give me France! Germany demands France! Okay, we have founded a lunar base. Okay, we also have enough boost to build one of these up. So let's build a solar collector on Earth, unfortunately. Because unfortunately, until it has power, we can't do anything with it, but it's fine. In theory, we can go 2 solar labs, build 2 solar plants, build a lab, and then build the mining facility, at least until we get the upgrades for it. But this is going to take a lot of boost to do. And we still don't have the tech to do this yet. This is why I was sort of delaying things as much as possible, why I wanted control over the research things, and kind of had it for a little bit. Just because I don't trust these AIs with their current plans. I'm also kind of tempted to try and kick them back into line at this point. Yeah, I'm going to kick them back into line. Hopefully if we get France as well.
Associates are now in charge.
France is ours!
Cleaning things up.
We have successfully invaded France. Everything is good. Okay. Is there a point we can get rid of reasonably cheaply? I don't want to get rid of that. Don't want to abandon Czech Republic at the moment. Okay, let's have a quick check on a couple of things here. So, yep, that'll solve it. Okay, we need to set national policy in France.
Time to make our move.
Ready to go.
We need to make sure that we are automatically allied with our various people. But I think it is time.
Offering support.
Also, we've lost our defend interestings in Poland, and that's actually going to be important. Last thing we want to do is lose that now.
Protecting our interests.
Where do you need me? Securing our control.
I'm here.
Nobody's got anything in the US yet, have they? No, that's good.
Surveying target.
Okay, confirm assignments, let's go.
Making things safe for our people.
I will help them.
Securing our interests.
I have new
So this is
information.
going to be interesting.
Mission complete.
Okay, unification. We want to seek unification with Germany. And thus, the unification of Europe has begun. We have now formed the EU nation. And also, our relative control points have gone down quite a lot, so we can now start trying to gobble up as much of Europe as we can manage.
Just get the recovery crew in there to salvage the gear ASAP. Worry about the bodies later. The delays are costing us. Chairman Soren van Beek, internal memo.
Nuclear fission in space, actually kind of important, but yeah, again, not got control of that. Actually, we're not going to get control of that Astra before that's finished either, so we're going to get down to a single point there. I'm annoyed that we've not been able to take control of this, but hopefully our research score is going to start building up as we add more into this. We can certainly add Poland and the Czech Republic in the next couple of turns as well. So what this does is it basically merges their priorities to a certain extent, so we will have to adjust and work out what we want to do. I think as a default that's fine. We'll need a slight increase in unity because we want it around 5, which is the optimal level. We will want army being built. We will want nukes being built. Funding less important, but we need to consider it. And we are still looking to invest into the military at this stage. Yeah. So The downside with the EU in a lot of ways, or any of the big nation blocks, is that once you start merging them together, they become less good at doing specific things, but we want the EU to be generally good. Also, it's merged the average of their military score, it's merged the average of a bunch of other stuff as well. But as you can see there, that's a lot of research being generated by this one block. It's also less direct points for us to defend, so there's that as well. How long is this one defended to, actually? Defend until February 24. It's going to be very, very, very risky to leave that until February 24, but we're going to do it anyway, because the advantage of that is that we basically can have it done once at every turn, rather than having to defend each point as it becomes, you know, an issue. So that's how we'll do. In the meantime, quick check around. Nope. I know one of our guys is a quick learner, so this is why you have to check. So you'll get a point next turn, and we might even put that into administration. Okay. So with that done, I think we might want to try and take over the Netherlands. But we'll see. We'll see. We're going to have you set national policy of the EU, because there's a couple of nations we can add in.
Ready for my mission.
You can do a hostile takeover of... maybe not. Maybe not. Do a stabilization of the EU.
Ready.
You can do a hostile takeover of you, 91.
Targeting their assets.
Acknowledged.
And then you can... yeah, just more investigations, I guess. Find out whoever's messing around in Hanoi.
Reporting in.
Public campaign in the EU,
We'll make our appeal.
just to further boost things. Let's go. Okay, so military lab done. Space dock, I guess.
They will now serve us.
They will indeed. Yeah, nothing that's doing a lot for us in truth, but we might as well take this point for the one additional persuasion and some additional funding.
Our efforts didn't have any effect.
Wow. I mean, this game, that was the 99%, well actually to be fair, it was not quite a 99% chance, but Deer has done it.
We've moved the needle.
Mission complete.
Alright, let's go unification, and this time we're going to add in Poland. So Poland has joined. Then we add the Czech Republic in as well, and then we see where we are. Okay, Italy not entirely happy with us, but that's acceptable. We might be going for Spain, actually, because I'm just looking at this, and while I don't really want to piss off humanity first, Spain looks like the next good target for us here. That's actually still in the EU. The UK would be better, but it's not part of the Union at the moment. I don't see the Academy willingly joining us. So I'd have to go through multiple stages to get that far. Still, we do what we can. Let's go set national policy. We want to add in the Czech Republic.
Acknowledged.
And I think after this, we're going to start doing some missions to get the rest of Europe on side. mean, technically, actually, Sweden and Finland work. Actually, they're pretty efficient for single point things. Let's go see who's
Initiating
investigating
surveillance.
Paris right now, because I
Where do
don't
you
like
need
that
me?
idea. Meanwhile, you can go and purge. Actually, we can get Denmark back. Denmark would be fine. 99% chance. Let's get
Removing our
Denmark back.
enemies.
Acknowledged.
You are going to now do what is going to be your mostly default task of just improving the entirety of the
Offering
EU.
assistance.
Standing by.
Next up, investigating whoever this is in Nigeria. It's got a high
Investigating
percentage
target.
chance. Confirm and go. Okay, Solar Collector has been built. But unfortunately, we can't add anything else onto this yet. And certainly no mining facilities at this point. So if we do this... could put an orbital up there, but we're using up all of our points to do this. I'm going to put an orbital around the moon. So this one's main goal is to basically be the sort of hub. We can build a space dock there, potentially get some things built out of this place. Also, my cats are telling me that they need to be fed, so I'm going to go do that now. We'll take a quick break, and then I'll probably do another hour of this once I'm done. So, back in 2 moments. Yep, the cats have definitely trained me well. So, this platform is in theory going to have our space dock in once we actually get this done, to be a supply depot and hopefully be a sort of relay. We can also put some research stations there if we need to as well, though it's not the most efficient to do that. Really, we should probably be thinking about doing some more interface stations, but again, it's fine. It's a bit more control over that, and we might get some benefit out of it. We will want to build a similar platform over Mars before we get around to mining that. But again, hopefully with what we've done, we should slow down the other factions getting to Mars in the first place.
Lending my expertise.
We've got some intel on our target.
And hopefully a 25 administration working on increasing the GDP of Europe is going to be a huge help to us going on. Mobile Science Lab, yep, sure.
Person of interest surveilled.
Now we're going to reclaim Denmark.
Policy direction complete.
Unification with the Czech Republic. So again, this has lowered our military score because it averages out the nations that take part of it.
Now.
There we go. After the entire stream, we have retaken Denmark that was stolen from us after we said we didn't want it. And because it's such a low level economy thing, you can actually take control of it for us as well.
Ready for my mission.
Okay, next up. I'm kind of thinking we kick people out of Slovakia, but what's actually the best nation for us right now? Honestly, Spain would be the next one I'd want. I'm just looking a little bit in terms of science values that we're adding up here, because that could be important here. Going further south also gives us other advantages as well. We boost things. I understand Crusader Kings. I cannot say I understand this game yet. I understand the early game, if that's possibly... I might be misconstruing myself, who knows. Ooh. I mean, that's an idea. So Saudi Arabia, pretty close to the equator. We could just turn Saudi Arabia into a space port, effectively. And that might even not be such a bad idea, given that we now have a lot more capacity. The advantage of merging all the things into the EU is that it lowers the overall cost of the nation, effectively, in terms of control points. So I think it might be an idea to take over Saudi Arabia.
Bringing them on board.
And then the Gulf states as well, potentially.
Standing by for orders.
Yeah, you don't have a persuasion score that's worthwhile talking about, so we won't. You can investigate here in Thailand.
Ready for orders.
You do have a control score, so let's go for more points in Saudi Arabia.
Bringing them on board.
70% is fine.
What's the up?
And let's keep you investigating people.
We'll see what they're up to.
Then they can clean or cook or restock supplies.
Okay.
If they're eating my food, sleeping in my beds, and using my latrines, they'll damn well have to work for it.
So, back to the tech tree here. So, obviously I did this for cybernetics, and that is definitely what I want to do. But I might actually need the mining, unfortunately, which I think is being forced. See, predictive genetics is fine. Space agriculture is pretty decent, actually, in terms of saving your stuff. Advanced neural networks I kind of like as well, because it gives you a few other interesting bits and pieces. Also, we have a lot of bonuses to information science, up to 19 at the moment. Then we have all of the weird stuff, like the arrival techs, and some of these are pretty decent once you explore them a little better. I really, really do want to go into cybernetics. But we need stuff. And it's not as if these factions are going to actually go and do it. Alright, let's stick with that.
Person of interest surveilled.
Surveillance complete.
Okay, our Unity's actually hit 5, so we're going to turn off the Unity points there. Because 5 is about the correct level for terms of optimizing the science returns, so there are benefits to having it higher, there are slight benefits to having it lower in a few cases, but I think this is fine.
We've got our people in place.
We have control of Denmark. Denmark is pretty much just going to be focused on, I mean, it doesn't even that focus on giving us money, really. Yeah, we just want it to work on spaceflight for the moment and mission control points. Again, it's further from the equator, so it's not brilliant, but, you know, it's a small nation. It can handle that. We might want to merge it into the EU at some point, but that's not necessarily the focus. I think that's fine.
Our supporters are in place.
Okay, 1 point in Saudi Arabia.
Our presence
2
is
points in
growing.
Saudi Arabia. Okay, Saudi Arabia is going to be pretty terrible. In fact, that is it. Oh, actually, we get an army in Saudi Arabia as well if we get 1 more point. I mean, I'd rather have an army than not, so that's fine. Unity is quite high. Yeah, I don't mind doing a slight development of their knowledge and things, because again, science is useful. Science is always useful. Wondering if I want to actually do anything about this. No, we'll stick with that. Yeah, we're just gonna make money out of Saudi Arabia. Ultimately, we're just getting the oil. Might get out the Gulf states as well in a moment. Let's go for an 80% chance there. These have become more popular in Afghanistan for some reason. Yeah, that is pretty high public opinion. Let's go and surveil their location and see if anything's going on there.
Standing by for orders.
Right. You, with your 4 persuasion score... Do you care about the Gulf states at all? There is money here. No, it's fine. We don't need you to be doing that. Let's go for some hostile takeovers, and let's see what the
Targeting
Humanity
enemy
First
arms.
have for us.
What's the up?
Gulf states are actually... Saudi Arabia is quite peaceful at the moment. You're just going to go control nation again and grab that last control point for us.
Our side.
Ready to go.
More investigation, please.
We'll see what they are up to.
And let's continue on. Okay, Victor 6 has arrived in orbit. An Astral Wind class destroyer. And oh no! Actually, is that crashing? It probably is. Or it's just orbiting us and monitoring us, who knows?
Initiating surveillance.
Depends what its actual mission is.
All get quiet.
Okay. I am quite happy to take the Energy Independence Initiative. Yeah, nothing with TS administration, but this is pretty decent.
Mission cancelled.
Okay, that counselor doesn't exist anymore, possibly because they were fired, which does happen every now and then. And hooray, we now have a orbital in... we have an orbital around the moon, which can currently do almost nothing, because it costs us 4 boosts to get a rocket out there. But it'll do things. It's extra space at the end of the day. And eventually, we will be the best at space. So I think if we go from any more sort of progression into the EU, I think we are looking for Finland, Sweden, Norway potentially. Okay, so we have control now of Saudi Arabia. So let's just go full on to this. They want spoils of 35. We're not quite up to that level yet. I think we're fine as is, though.
Mission abort.
Alright, 2 people trying to do it at the same time, didn't they? Well. 900 science per month, though. And we had a second army under our control. And yeah, did we find anything in Afghanistan by the look of it? We found a large alien life forms cluster, which we might want to try and deal with. There is also alien activity in Russia, which we know about. So let's go and investigate that, please.
On the way to the target site.
Ready to go.
You are going to assault the alien fleet. We actually have now built up quite a good stock of
Going in
ops,
hot.
so
Where do you need
we can spend some more points there. Let's go for this unknown.
Tracking target.
That's quite low down the list. I don't think that's going to be what we're
At your
interested in,
service.
but you never know. You never know. You might as well spend those influence to just defend the Saudi Arabian
Making
area.
things safe for our people.
At your service.
And let's have a quick check and see if we can actually add... Must have held executive power for 180 days. Yeah. That is fine. Yeah, we need to actually purge rather than do that. Alright, let's go and advise the European
Offering
Union.
counsel.
And that, I guess, will do. We have lost... Oh, actually, whoa. What were we defending interests of earlier?
Where to?
Yeah, this is far more important. We need to defend the interests of the European Union.
Securing our control.
That's far more important to our game plan. Right then, with that done, confirm assignments and move on.
Securing our interests.
Offering support.
Surveillance complete.
So nearly up to
Since
space dock.
humanity's earliest
Ad Astra.
days, we have marveled at the mystery above our heads. With childlike wonder we strove to understand it, yet still its truths elude us. So now we must go forth into the mystery.
Mission to Mars is being researched before we even have space mining. Greece has decided to leave the EU.
Falling back.
Okay,
Here's what we've found.
more research. So we contributed 27. We're right behind the Academy, but that wouldn't take us much of a boost. In fact, I could do this and we'd get there. But I really want this augmented combat training. It just makes our points more efficient, so... Okay. Actually, one thing I should check here. We don't want to sell resources. Okay. Let's go and give you an extra point of administration for the moment. So we can then go for extra rocketry. We also have a bunch of these things as well, which include the Gamma International Control Point there. I'm kind of okay with this. Again, it's an extra point of persuasion, which is one of his key skills. And extra funding is never going to be a bad thing. 2%. Okay, you also have an extra point, but you're actually at the administration cap, so he's kind of at the level now where we've got to debate what he's got against what he needs. Eminent opinion leader. So again, persuasion would be useful. It's always going to be useful, and he's currently our best at it, so maybe it's worth just boosting that a bit more. We could boost his administration natively, I suppose. His native value is 8. Now let's go for more persuasion for the moment. We're gonna stick with what we got here. But if we unequip this, and then I'm just looking to try and get this in now. Economy spoils. I'd rather keep the economy points there. This isn't doing a lot except giving you public campaign, which he doesn't have access to if he doesn't have that actually. So ignore that. CERN's important. We're replacing one with one if we undo this, so let's unequip this. Equip this. Which gives him the extra persuasion, gives him extra science as well, which is especially useful if he's governing the whole EU, because that's giving them now a 9% boost to science when he does the advise action. And I think overall, that's pretty decent for us. And also, we replaced the welfare thing with a welfare thing. We can even sell this, actually. Except that we get nothing for it. So tempting though it is to continue on with this, I think there's going to be a better plan if we actually just give you a point of administration for the moment. And then rather than equip that, we're actually going to go and equip the technology group here. So he has 2 technology groups, which gives him basically additional research on this end. So we now have a 50% bonus to any of our projects ones here, which is exactly where we want. For now. Okay, EU is defended. Let's get things going. Right. Stabilize Kazakhstan. We probably need to actually defend Kazakhstan, actually, come to that. Find out what's happening in Iceland.
Ready for orders. Securing
Defend
our control.
Kazakhstan.
Your orders?
Could go for another takeover. Find out what the servants have. Seems fun.
Ready for my mission.
I'm okay for that for one turn. You can go to South Korea, find out what's going on there, and confirm.
Making things safe for our people.
We've got some intel on our target.
Asset acquired.
Right, what are we looking at? Nothing amazing, but I wouldn't mind taking another... Oh, actually, that's boost. Yeah, let's take this.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
Has anybody got 1 point of capacity for this? Not at the moment. Okay. What's the least important thing we have for you at the moment? Everything's boosting the stats we want him boosted in except this. It's 20 research, but I think honestly we can afford the 20 research for the boost for the actual boost. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Kazakhstan stables. And we have research for space dock. So, Mobile Space Science Lab is just a ship upgrade that we don't particularly care too much about here. Let's go for augmented learning. I know I said we didn't want to do 2 large projects at once here, but I think this is the way we want to do it at the moment. Yeah, we're not going to catch up on either of those, really. I don't like the Academy being in charge of things. Okay, this is interesting. We have a breakthrough on Xingyang Station. We can flaunt to the world, which gives additional investment points into knowledge and a public opinion piece around the world. boost mission control and spaceflight increase. Honestly, I think we're going to flaunt our prowess to the world and gain the knowledge boost. That seems the top one to me.
The Americans built the first nuclear-powered submarine and changed the course of naval warfare. Now, it is upon us to become the crew.
Okay. Let me double check a couple of things here, but I think we are looking towards orbitals and settlement course here. We could add, actually, I still want cybernetics. But orbitals does give us the thing we want, I think. Maybe. Let me just double check the thing here. Space commerce. Commercial mining companies. Yeah, I'm looking for a couple of specific things, which again, I know there's a search button, but it's kind of screwed up the last couple of times I've tried to use it. Automated outpost cores. Maybe. Yeah, we're a long way from directed space research, and I don't think that's entirely what I'm after. Alright, let's crash the thing and look into full text for a moment. Because this thing is Hoojama Flip. ICBMs, fuel cell 2s. Honestly, I could easily skip by what I'm looking for, but I just want to make sure of a thing here. Right, Skunk Works. That's kind of where we are with things at the moment. Oh, god damn it, I clicked out. I can't advance until I go on with things, but let's just Skunkworks requires us to go back to advanced neural networks. I'm surprised that is the bar, but we're going to go with that. All right. So close that down. Close that down. We're going to go advanced neural networks on the basis that I think this might be what we want. It might not be, but let's go with it anyway. It's not cybernetics, I know that much. And clearly, what we need to build is another informational science thing. But also, knowledge going up by about 5% also should really be helping us here. Also, take over an servant thing to acquire Astriana metals. Seems fun. Russia and Kazakhstan have ended their alliance. I get the feeling I'm not liked very much. Okay, space tech would also be quite useful to grab. Honestly, space tech would be more useful to us than this. Let's unequip. And let's go for... Let's go for this. Is there anything else I could probably add to this to help out? Not really. Okay. So, the good news is, it does appear as if we have another target for ourselves.
Ready to go.
So
Reporting
let's
in.
go and purge. Let's go and purge this. There's a chance they're just going to immediately defend it,
the
but I'm
opposition.
kind of happy to just
I'm
go
here.
for it now anyway. I have no idea why you're there.
Offering
Advise the
assistance.
EU.
Ready for orders. Civilian target.
Standing by.
Could stabilize Kazakhstan. Actually, let's stabilize the EU. For some reason, that's going up. What's the baseline? Rest value of 0.56.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Ready. Eyes on target.
I will help them.
Also, it looks
I
as if
have
we
new
might be able to get a
information.
point in the Netherlands as
We've
well.
got some intel on our target.
Although I imagine that actually the resistance is going to take
Order
that up.
is returning.
Ooh. Aliens are tending to gain influence by shifting public opinion in favor of the servants.
Our associates were unable to take control.
Yeah, they defend it. I mean, you can do it. You can take that over, but apparently not just yet. We have researched ECM. Well, we have ECM projects available. And Portugal and Greece have both ended their alliances with the EU. Right then, you go investigate
what we
what's
can
going on
find.
there.
Where do you need me?
Good question. 18%. So we could spend a bunch of influence to try and grab them again. 70% to kick them out this time. Or, you know, we could just kick the Protectorate out of Sweden. This last point isn't that valuable, but it would allow us to merge up. But Sweden's definitely easier.
Removing our enemies.
Standing by for orders.
Yep,
Lending
advise
my expertise.
the EU.
I'm here. Initiating
Find out what's going on in Washington.
Reporting in.
And we are going to go and assault whatever that is in Afghanistan. 75% chance.
We're going in.
Division colour meaning. It's literally just the sort. So I can sort by population, per capita, control points, etc. The nation one just literally has just that sort on it. This is faction control, so we can sort of have a quick look at who's got what. And you can see the Protectorates have got Russia and their 30 nukes. Nobody has the US yet, but the US is a tough one to crack into. Actually, we should probably have a look at where our odds are with that, actually.
Ready.
So this is our best guy at persuading people. We have a native 7%, and we can go up to 50. We could actually make a play for it at some point soon. The points, however, cost... What do they cost? 27 each. But it's a big chunk of research. And once we're in, we're in. I might seriously have to consider that in a minute, but not right now. But combining America and Europe would be pretty reasonable. Especially as we still have Kazakhstan and still have a lot of the boost bonusing going on. Speaking of, actually, low lunar orbit. Let's give you a solar collector. We can then potentially go for something else here. The downside is it's not going to be an Earth orbit, but that's fine. We also are going to need a second one, I'm just realizing, because obviously we're going to have this which powers that. We'll then need another one to power whatever this is going to be. So yeah, 6.7 required. We're nearly up to another one.
Surveillance complete.
Mission is a no-go.
Okay, looks like somebody else has dealt with that
We
for us,
found
which is
something.
nice. Okay, Hoax Fury has now been abandoned by all but a handful of stubborn holdouts. Unfortunately, the most likely explanation is the aliens are somehow exerting influence over their abductees and using them to gather information. Seems we must retask some of our research and intelligence capabilities towards investigating the aliens' plans. Research alien operations when it becomes available.
We have removed some tracks.
We have taken over the Alpine states. And we now have the things. Publicized alien threat is the main one, because that will, of course, immediately cause a problem for a certain faction that has actually been causing us a bit of a pain at the moment. Right. So let's set national policy of the European
On my way
Union.
to the capital.
Ready to go.
We'll have you continue to
I will
advise.
have them.
Reporting in.
See, I'm now concerned and also kind of thinking about it. But let's go with what we know. Let's investigate you since you're there.
Target.
Where to?
You are going to spend your time just going and
Taking it to
dealing with
that.
that.
Standing by for orders.
And if you had more than 1 point, I might be tempted to actually throw you into a public campaign here, but you've got the chance of making it worse. So instead, we're just going to go and... Hey, kitty. Going to investigate who's in Norway
Initiating
at the moment.
surveillance.
Offering counsel.
Okay.
We've got some
magazine
intel on our
research.
target.
Nothing unusual found.
Policy direction complete.
Alright, unification with the Alpine states. So again, a slight hit to things there, but hey, we now have points enough to take a control point in the United States if we wanted to. I think we might do that just before we end this stream, hopefully. Now fission piles. This is what we need to do any kind of thing on Mars, because, yeah, Mars is not going to be powered by solar stuff. Good news is we're almost at augmented combat training. So once that's done, we can do a thing. Also, randomly, we have control over the research again. We just about managed to creep ahead of everybody with 900 research points now. But if we take the US point, that puts us over 1,000. Italy and Turkey have ended the alliance. Yeah, we still have a point in Italy. I haven't really made much of an effort to go into the resistance too much, but it's still there if we want it.
What's the
Okay.
op?
let's go for a public campaign in the US. We will spend some money. Just quickly check on the webcam. I have 29,000. I'm making plus 1.3.
I will tell our story.
Standing by.
You may continue investigating whoever's currently in America.
Surveying target.
At your service.
Let's go for a hostile takeover on the servants. See what they've got.
Targeting their assets.
Your orders?
Okay, here we go. We're going to try and put a control point in the United States of America. 50-50 shot for 64 influence. We'll take it.
Establishing our presence.
If we get the successful thing, we should also get that up to about 50. Okay, let's continue investigating. We're going to go for this person in Tunisia.
Tracking target.
Person of interest surveilled.
They will now serve us.
Okay, what can we take from the servants that we care enough about? I mean, that's useful directly to the person here, but I'm always looking to take these engineering ones away.
Our case remains unheard.
Alright, 48% chance. That is a solar collector in that one done. So, Space Dock requires 21 boost to do. But it's probably what we're going to go for next.
We failed to take control.
Causing public opinion of Exodus to drop by 4. Critical failure. And now our job becomes harder. So everybody's overtaxed except us and the initiative, which is quite nice. Means we could have a go at just taking some stuff from them. Path to Paradise, you say? We don't know a lot about what they're doing at the moment, which is not necessarily helpful. Alright, let's keep on with things then.
We'll see what they are up to.
I'm here.
Let's go for another public campaign. 160 this
Making
time.
our case.
Where to?
I'm tempted to do one here as well, but it's got such a low chance.
Tracking target.
Where to?
Could increase unrest, which actually weirdly would make things easier for us. But I think it's going to be better for us if we actually try and stabilize the EU a bit more.
We will restore peace to this nation.
Ready for orders.
57% chance
We'll
this
be
time,
running this place
plus
in
any
no time.
bonuses if we actually manage it. Let's see.
Surveillance complete.
Person of interest surveilled.
We cannot just send up a bunch of diggers.
Alright,
and
we
hope for
can
the
mine
best. Dirt
things.
doesn't behave the same way up there. One might as well build a house upon a pile of rice.
Okay, now we're going to go for cybernetics, because this is what I wanted to do. Yep, it's all good. Everybody's going to be researching machinery. We definitely have not trying to create Alpha Complex here. Definitely the right plan.
Violence is abating.
Okay, stabilization has
Public
been
opinion
increased
is
that.
moving in our direction.
We're up to a 63% chance of making this control point.
Our presence is growing.
We are in America! We have actually... Oh, actually, no, we do have an army. We get one army immediately for that first control point. Right, so we're going to increase welfare. We're going to make sure that the spoils is probably high enough. More points in military. I don't need to worry about building another army at this point. That's probably fine. Yeah, I'm pretty much okay with this as a setup here. We probably do need more unity, actually, given how low it currently is. Yeah, focus on everything. Let's turn the thing off. Let's turn... Put the spoils exactly where it is. We'll go with that. But that has immediately put us up to nearly 1,000 research. And of course, now we have the ability to get the US faction things on there. Appears you have some spores in Chile. It's pretty decent of them. International Monetary Fund, which is a administration one. So, okay. Let's grab this, I guess. Don't mind grabbing it for you at the moment, because that gives you something else from that. We go for the Liverpool National Laboratory, which seems pretty decent. And if we go to our unassigned stuff for the moment, so we can grab this, and we can grab this, because we're doing a lot of informational science research at the moment. Okay, your turn. Let's go and increase your investigation score, because eventually we're going to need that. Augment. We're actually going to augment your administration, just because I have a feeling that we can get some useful things out of you here. So if you have a 1-for-1 that works, that's probably worth considering. Maybe. And also that gives him public campaigning. Not that we can use it a lot, but still useful. And again, more information science boost, because at the moment that's what we're focusing on. And that's all the experience points we can add for the time being. Lovely stuff.
Ready for orders.
What do we want to do here, actually? Could keep the public campaigning going. I mean, we're in there now.
We must persuade the people.
Let's try and stay in there.
I'm here.
Keep investigating counselors. We're going to go for you.
We'll see what they're up to.
Acknowledged.
You, we can go... Do we care about the resistances stuff? We might care about the resistances stuff. Let's try and take some.
Targeting enemy arcs.
Standing by.
You are going to go back to
offering
the
assistance.
EU.
Standing by.
And then you are going to continue some investigative work on whoever's in Canada right now.
Target.
Okay.
Lending my expertise.
Mission is a no-go.
Unable to investigate at that
We've
point.
got some intel on our target.
Answer acquired.
Indeed, there's an administration group there. We're going to take it. And since we have that, you have the lowest administration score of anybody at the moment, but apparently he was able to take that as part of his own ones. Not applying to the next phase. No, I mean, it still gives him the capacity to do it, but we'll wait until then.
We're
Ooh,
winning
also,
their hearts and minds.
I am noticing one other nation that's come up that's kind of useful for us, but also we're at the point now where we can try and get a second US point. Augmented combat training complete. So military, build army, build navy, all improves by 5%. Okay, let's go for fission pile because we absolutely need that if we're going to Mars pretty imminently. Orbital mining place. Yeah, that's more important than that right now, so let's go and grab it. Okay, new organizations are available, and importantly, you can equip a few of them. So 14 additional thing, but honestly, this doesn't give us an awful lot, in truth. I'm much happier just putting this on. So we'll re-equip this. We had 2 more points. I guess I could do both. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay, so let's just check the timings on a couple of things. So 180 days, we're 40 days away from that joining. I think honestly we're going to start going for this.
Terminating the opposition.
We'll purge you there. We'll keep the public speaking going on in America for the moment.
Ready for orders.
You can keep investigating whoever's also in America right now.
Target.
Standing by for orders.
And then I think we're going to have you... Yeah, just double checking. I think we're going to have you actually purge the other point here. Let's see if we can take both of the Holland points at the same time. Meanwhile, keep advising.
Offering support.
Because if we get Holland and merge that in, we're doing pretty well.
Offering counsel.
Also, it might be worth getting some extra command points
So
there.
very little for one tribe of humanity to look upon a second.
Okay then. Terrestrial, military science, vacuum things, no, not quite. Construction module, improved maintenance procedures, develop space command. I think we want to get orbitals here. Although the genetic stuff is potentially fun. Vision the Astra is also potentially fun. But again, not really what we're interested in right now. I think we go orbitals. Also, I hadn't realised, but we've got quite a lot of energy bonuses at the moment.
Person of interest surveilled.
Also, we have 20 boost at the moment, so that means we can potentially get some things actually started. You know, once we actually get some power to these places. Solar collector. Mining complex isn't done yet. And we are still away from doing that. Still, I think this is a per month thing, so we're at least getting somewhere.
With us.
America is slowly coming online. Exodus opinion is going down. Something is definitely interfering with this.
Our associates are now in charge.
Excellent. Yeah, this shouldn't matter too much because we're pretty much immediately going to be re-sorting these out, but, you know. Or at least once we have executive control for around 50 days anyway. We are over the cap, but not by a lot. I don't want to abandon Denmark again, but it might happen.
Ready.
62% purge. We're going to go up to the nearly 90%.
Taking power. Where do you need me?
You are going to continue to advise
I will help
you.
Where to?
You are going to begin some investigations. And we're going to go for the unknown in Washington.
Civilian target.
Suddenly, there seem to be people everywhere.
I will try to sway the public.
Ready for my mission.
Let's go to the low priority
Eyes on
stuff
target.
now. In theory, this should be harder to find, but they might be more high quality targets. So the whole process here is we're basically 3 weeks away from being able to merge Denmark in, which gives us the spare points to be able to, you know, grab Holland.
We've got some intel on our target.
1.2k research now currently.
We hold no sway in their minds.
And we have the fission pile down. Right then, so we can go Alien Ops. And I think we're going to go Alien Ops. There was possibly other thoughts to process we had there, but mining complex is too important, and while we do want the additional research boosts, I think this is pretty important. Also, we just have absolute control over this at the moment, don't we? Yeah, let's get it done by the end of the month. Let's explain to the people why they're here and watch the Academy crumble. Australia has joined the Russia-Ukraine war against Ukraine. Losing control of Russia at the moment, the Protectorate. Against humanity first.
We are in control here. Wrapping up here.
Good news, we now have full control over Amsterdam. I'm kind of okay with all of that. That's fine. So we're 13 points over, which is costing us some influence, and also it'll make our stuff more vulnerable for the time being. But we can fix that.
Securing our control.
Ready for my mission.
And 10 days from that. Let's just make sure of things, because, you know...
Making things safe for our people.
Worth doing. %30 for detainment purposes. That does require investigation as well. And it's why we still need you to improve that if we can.
Eyes on target.
Where do you need me?
Let's do a public campaign in the EU for the moment. We only have the 1 point there, so don't want to overly invest. Let's have a look at what projects are going on that we care about at the moment. Orbital mining complex. I kind of want to stop the Academy doing things in space, so let's interfere.
I'm going in.
I have to be honest, I hadn't fully registered that they were on Mars, but they must be. Yeah, so they've gone for a site. The Protectorate have gone for a site. We've obviously gone for the two with water, which, you know, was entirely what the plan was, but still.
Securing our interests.
Protecting our interests.
Surveillance complete.
They won't know what hit them.
Yeah, we'd rather you not finish up the orbital mining complex just yet. At least not until we get
cause
ours.
is unjustified to them.
Yeah, they're not allowed to have mining before we do. We are that petty. Alright, so we have enough to technically do that, but we're not going to at the moment. Okay. Alien operations. Activated the alien threat monitor. Alien movements when we can. For now, though, we need a new project, and that is going to be augmented learning because we want that extra 5% boost. Okay, so both things now have the ability to put a mine on there. Public opinion has dropped in the USA about us, have they indeed? It really has. The Protectorate are going really hard for this. Well, we know therefore that this has got to be a Protectorate agent, so let's go for that.
I'm here.
And we now have the ability to merge Denmark in, so we'll do
Heading
that.
to the capital.
Where to?
Advise.
At your service.
Did anybody else do things? You're apparently in Paris. Oh no, that's because you're ours. Of course you are. Let's go through whatever this is.
Initiating surveillance.
Ready.
Finally, we're going to stabilize the nation just because it's
We'll turn
worth
down the
getting
heat.
the extra few points from that. Alien movements. Also global listening network, so that's +1 to investigation when detecting aliens. We have yet to find an alien.
Support.
We haven't been particularly looking, in truth, but it's something we're going to have to think about soon.
Information.
Things are cooling off.
Okay, outpost mining complex is now done. Our next thing is going to be alien movements because we do want to find them. Actually, that's why we haven't found them yet. We haven't had the ability to find them. Okay. So let's go for, what are our two sites? Wait, did I pick the wrong site? I've just realised I've had the wrong site all along. Yeah, we're going to grab the Peary Crater, and then we're going to start the thing here. I'm slightly disappointed we now have 3 facilities there, which we don't particularly want. This is going to take 56.9. Oof. Maybe it is worth us building this first. But again, once we have the resources and things from one thing, it makes it a lot easier to do other things. Yeah, we need that first mining facility online. Hello, Aegon. I mean, I'm pretty much about to end this, in truth. But do we happen to know that nothing has changed? Nothing has changed. Nothing.
Mission complete.
We're going to unify with Denmark. And we're still a point over our cap, but eventually we'll get Holland on board. No, nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing. What's changed? I can't tell you what's changed. Nothing's changed. Nothing. Stop insinuating things have changed. Okay, we can go for an extra point of persuasion. We can then go and add... What do we offer you? Honestly, additional investigation, just start to build that up a little bit more, makes some sense. But actually, we don't have anything that actually gives him a direct benefit right now anyway. Federal Bureau of Investigation would be quite fun. He does have government as well, actually. That's technically doable. Which would give him 4 investigation. Just unequip that. Yeah, okay, let's go for an administration increase. Let's unequip this. And then I'm going to purchase the FBI. Quick check. Yep, our score is in the massive negatives in terms of cash flow. But that is fine. He's now much better at his job at investigating people. In fact, he's now tied with our other person. So, huzzah! Yep, I just added the FBI. We have a control point in America. We now have the FBI as one of our organizations that we are in charge of. Here in the project Run Away from the Aliens. Okay, let's go for a public campaign in America. Because we might want to get a second point eventually. We might not, though. I'm trying to... It's a little tricky. Actually, let's go for some more calming measures.
Restoring order.
Your orders?
Alright, investigate whoever that unknown is.
Initiating
in
surveillance.
America at the moment.
Ready to go.
Let's find out how things are going. So the Academy are still trying to get their mining complexes online, which amuses me so much that we're probably going to stop it again. Humanity First are also trying it. Oh, actually, the servants are nearly done. Do you have ability to sabotage the servants? No, we can only sabotage Humanity First, and I have no interest in doing that.
Making our case.
What's the up?
Advise.
Your orders?
Yeah, since your score has increased quite a bit, we could actually make a capture attempt, I guess. Alright, let's go and capture a member of the Protectorate and see what happens.
Offering assistance.
Person of interest surveilled.
Target in a secure location.
Excellent.
Order is returning.
That is the overall faction game plan.
Our side.
Bravely run away from the aliens who have arrived. Somehow. If you know how we can do that, we'd be greatly appreciative of the advice. Okay, so next job we need to go and defend.
Ready for my mission.
But I think we'll have the Kingpin do that.
Making things safe for our people.
Reporting in.
You can continue to
Lending my
advise for the
expertise.
9% thing.
Where do you need me?
Meanwhile... So we are well ahead in terms of just getting our faction techs online. We have more command points than everybody else right now. Obviously no mining stuff is happening. We do have a few facilities though that care about that. I'm looking at the boost scores. The Academy have a 16.8, which is not great. But we're still scoring more than them. Obviously, to get to Mars is going to cost them an arm and a leg. Multiple arms and multiple legs, of course. But we definitely need to do something to try and speed this up if we can.
Your orders?
Let's get public speaking in America.
Making our case.
At your service.
Oh, one of the servants? That is a servant. So we could go for a sabotage attempt on one of their things, but honestly, it's not going to do that much.
Tracking target.
Keep tracking him. Actually, we could try and imprison him as well. Yeah, let's go for it. Quarter chance. Let's see if we can just capture it and see if we can do anything fun with that.
Securing our control.
Offering support.
Surveillance complete.
We've got the package.
Also, just realizing that the EU needs a bit more unity, so I'm going to have to boost that a little bit for the time being.
The people will come to our side.
We'd love a bit more unity in the EU. Okay, now that we have this place ready, we are looking good. I'm going to actually do something that's probably going to backfire on me, but we're going to set up a space dock here. So this does provide refueling. It does provide some other stuff as well. We're already on the moon. We have a number of bases on the moon. We're trying to mine it, but, you know, that's taking time because nobody has the ability to, the spare capacity to actually set up a mining complex on there. We all have these facilities that do nothing. But I have control of all the water, so that's the important bit. If we had the resources available, we'd build this in space. But we don't. The moon is mine! The moon is whoever wants to claim it, and build on it, and can enforce that claim. Hopefully that's going to be us. But it might not be. Unrest is high in the United States of America, surprisingly. Right, I think we'll do one more turn and then we'll leave it there. I've said that before, I'm sure, but it's fine. Let's just have a quick check and see if there's anything we can upgrade before we end. Not immediately. More facilities, though. Unfortunately, we're at our administration cap limit for the moment, so can't do much. Should probably look and see if we can do some more hostile takeovers, actually. Anyway, who are you and what are you doing in Paris?
Acknowledged.
There is an alien asset that we want to assault, so let's go do
Heading
that.
to the LZ.
What's the up? Initiating surveillance.
Your orders?
And begin some hostile takeovers. Let's see if we can take anything off of the Protectorate for now.
Targeting their assets.
I'm here.
And you can take stuff off of the servants.
Targeting their assets.
Just one more turn! One more! Publicized alien threat. Gains public opinion boost for Project Exodus around the world. That seems reasonable. How much is that going to take? That's not going to take long at all. Let's go do that. That feels like a worthwhile thing to do. Just give ourselves a global boost and annoy the Academy at the same time. Critical failure.
We've got some intel on our target.
All get quiet.
Okay. So nothing that's providing additional administration. That being said, I'm pretty happy. Nothing that provides boost. Nothing that provides that. But we'll take away their take away anything that provides them with actual engineering points. And again, would normally take something else here, but they've got an administration thing, so we're going to take that. Administration orgs are key. Meanwhile, has Henry managed to beat the alien base?
Target remains operational.
No. Well, I hope that doesn't cause a kaiju to appear. Okay, unrest is high in the USA. Well, that's our turn done. I am going to, though, just do a quick bit of organization management because we did that. So, I think, honestly, it's between you two, and I think it's going to be more useful to give... It's only 3 points, actually. Alright, let's give you this. So, yep, with that, you get 1 additional org point, which I think we can go for 3% knowledge. Seems okay, but that actually gives him espionage stuff as well as investigation, so we're going to go with this. And since you have things, we're going to give you 1 additional point of administration. And you can have this to better our science production a little bit more. So 65% on the science production is quite a good additional bonus. We're in control of all of the main researches for the world. Things going well. I'm going to save this as stream 3, and then next time, probably towards the new year. Probably not in the new year, but because I have the whole week off from Christmas until New Year, we'll have something going on. We will play some more of this, or some Dwarf Fortress, or some other things. I will then catch people later. Thanks for joining me. Till then.